for everybody to hear all of my informative and entertaining opinions? Well, fuck yeah, I'm ready. Oh, you already hit the button.
You always do. People like your funny wind-ups. So, anyways, welcome everybody. Hopefully people are getting this. I don't know. Right now I'm
Did
in
you tweet it
zero.
out?
I did tweet it out, but with all the
Did you
bullshit going down,
did you tag people?
I certainly did tag people.
Okay, well, this is what you should do then with all of the white man rap battle bullshit. Put the link to the stream in the thread. So then
Oh,
everybody that's been tagged or anybody that's going to look at the thread will see the link.
oh,
Can't hurt.
yeah, but I don't know how to bring that up. Oh, hey, Miss, good to see you.
What are you talking about?
Miss is here.
Where?
She's in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. I can't see the chat. My other device is being retarded. And I wasn't looking at the live comments. I was only looking at the private comments. Let me switch over to the other tab here. Oh, yeah, we got one woman watching us apparently. All right, 1 for 1.
Yeah, we're doing good. And I like to let the stream run a little bit too, because the more she said, this is my chat now.
Hey, we are
taken over.
dorks. We accept it.
And then there's Butterfinger. Good. See, I like to bullshit a little bit because that's what I'll be said. He said sometimes you got to let the stream just start because then people get the notifications. Like for some fucking strange reason, I got a notification on my tablet just right now that I'm streaming. It's oh yeah, General Zod's Phantom Show Zone is streaming. I said, no shit, I'm in the fandom zone. I hope I'm streaming.
Oh, yeah, I would hope that's how it works.
Good God. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for people to come and pop in as we get started here.
So what do
in the
you
fandom
mean you
zone.
don't know how to post the link into a thread?
Oh no, no. Let me
What?
see the one that I
All
just
you
sent out. Because if I do another one on the computer, I got to redo all that shit I put in there.
No, all I want you to do is copy the link for the stream, like the YouTube link. That's it. Go into the thread and then comment on the thread and say, if you want to hear me talk more trash about Snow Dub, join the live stream and then put the link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't do all you're like adding way too many steps there, guy. All right, Tommy's here. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, Tommy. We got Butterfingers. We got Miss. We got Terrence. Welcome, Terrence.
Oh, geez.
And now my phone's going off saying that I'm live. That's hilarious.
You just got your own notification?
Yeah, my my tablet caught it first, and then yeah, then my phone got it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go.
Okay, let's look at what we're
Stone Cold Jeremy's
hashtag
in here.
Whoopi Goldberg, hashtag Alexander Skarsgård.
I know, right?
I mean, I assume I pronounced that improperly because there's a weird hollow individual umlaut above the A. I don't know what that is. I don't speak that language. Dude, you can't. You put hashtag 9.
Oh, if I put it all together, then it just looks like 911.
No, you're putz. It doesn't. Hashtags don't work like that. When you put other, what do I want to say? Non-binary characters. I don't know how they classify those characters. Non-letters or numbers. If you don't use letters or numbers, it splits it up. So right now, it's just hashtag 9, which is why it doesn't show up in front of hashtag Whoopi Goldberg above the title for the stream.
Yeah, that was supposed to be 9/11.
Yeah, I know what it's supposed to be, but that's probably something you might want to add to the title then, if you wanna double up. Get people to listen to you talk about it, even though you talked about it today already.
There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, I should put my tags in here too. So, I'll do those later. Whatever. Yeah. So, what's up, Brian? Good to have you on. Okay. So, first of all, before we get started, let's address the ridiculousness. Some ridiculous snowman has been, whilst I was in hibernation, I guess made a subpar rap as a counter to me. I don't know. I guess it was supposed to be a response.
I didn't listen to it at all.
Yeah, I listened to it and then I fell back asleep and I woke back up. So
I thought you were going to say you listened to
respond.
half of it and it put you to sleep.
Yeah, I think there was more to it. I don't know. So I guess now I'm obliged to actually, as the kids call it, respond back or clap back. So I guess I'll be putting something out. So go ahead and check the Twitter later. I'll respond to that ridiculous snowman who likes to check genders.
I mean, I want to know what he's checking them with. Like, is he using X-ray vision like you, or is he molesting people?
Well, typically snowmen have like those don't they have those like stick arms?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta do some serious molesting with your stick arms if you're checking genders.
I know. I mean, I want to battle Snow Dub in a rap battle, but if he catches a court case first, we're never going to see that battle. So I'm saying this as a friend, Snow Dub. I don't want you to be in snow prison. Giving a snow job to someone.
Oh my God.
I mean, hey, I'm just looking out for you. Don't worry, buddy. I'll respond back to you in kind. I happened to just wake up like right before I had to stream.
Whoa. We did not force anybody to come here for entertainment. I'm reading in the chat here. We didn't force anybody here for entertainment. If you're learning to crochet and you want to listen to all of the entertaining and informative things that we have to say, that's why you showed up.
You know what? Hold on.
I assume that's why Miss is here while she is learning to crotch it. Because I speak stupid American. I don't speak those fancy Canadian words like her.
Crochet. I don't know. I hear it's fun.
She rephrased. She's here to make a list of things to blackmail General Zod with.
Thank you. I like that in it. Miss.
She spelled General Zod weird. She spelled it with 3 letters somehow. I don't know how she did that.
Miss, I am ashamed of nothing. There is nothing that I can say out in the YouTube verse that would ever be used for blackmail material because I'm not ashamed of any of this stuff. That's why it's extraordinarily hard to blackmail me with anything.
Oh, Terrence has a question for you.
Oh, let me see. What is he? Oh, yeah, PB, if you want to do that, that's up to you because I can't send a link. Technology.
Okay.
But yeah, all right, so we got 7 people in here. We will start the chat off, and I'm gonna get this over with because I'm actually going to send you guys over to another channel to check out after this stream, not during this one. Check this out after. But on Shellback's channel, we did me, 19K Fox, Iron Wolf, and 97 Bravo. Did a stream together. It was a 9/11 stream, and it was great. Those guys were awesome. We had a lot of a lot of things to talk about there, and I think that you guys should definitely check it out. And Biden's touch was in there actually, I think at one point, but the Senate was in there as well. But you know, if you guys want to see a great stream where we were talking about some things that we went through and you know, how we felt about certain aspects of the government or how the culture has kind of you know, reverted backwards, then go and see that. But I'm just going to touch on 9/11 very briefly. You guys should remember to make sure that you put into perspective all the great things that you have here in the U.S. It really brings to light when we talk about like the SJWs and they're bitching and complaining about how bad you know, things are and how we're misgendering and you know, all the garbage we talk about. You guys, we definitely should take this day and realize the sacrifices that everyone makes for the freedoms that we have. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much what I'm going to cover for 9/11. I did a whole stream on it, and honestly, it was exhausting because it was hard for me to think back on some of that stuff. So, PB, did you have anything to add to that?
No. The only thing that I have to add to it was on the day that it happened, I wasn't personally affected by it because I live in the middle of the country in northern Wisconsin. The only thing that it personally affected was I was in junior high and they canceled my football game, so I was disappointed. That's it. But being able to look back on it and how it changed how a lot of people in normal society have to operate, like the TSA, yeah, it changed a lot, and it's sad.
Yeah, it really did. And, you know, I think also, too, it let in a lot of things that really changed me and everyone were talking about this. I think it also changed a lot of things as far as culturally. If you notice from 9/11 till the next you know, celebration till where we are right now, it's been a slow steady decline, and it's almost like people forgetting about the sacrifices that were made to get there, right? These SJWs and these fucking pieces of shit forget that their men and women gave up their lives for some points to give you guys the freedoms to bitch and complain and talk about all of the wacky stuff that you talk about. So you know, I don't know, between when it first happened to now, there's a lot of changes, and I think that people should recognize how lucky they are and take this time to thank the vets who served and to, you know, thank not just, you know, people who served like us, but also thank the police officers, the firemen, things like that. Because remember, military, we only defend outside of the U.S., but inside, the firemen, the police officers, the emergency services, those guys are the heroes in the states that we can't be because you guys don't want a police state, that you don't want that. But we should also be thanking those guys too, because when it went down, those were the people on the front lines. You know, and there's a lot of people who have had medical issues due to the stuff that happened during 9/11, breathing in all the soot and the dust and all that shit. And they didn't think twice about it. They went in there to save as many people as they could. So please, everybody, if you know someone, this is really important to me. If you know someone, if you have families, hell, if you just see a police officer somewhere, you go up and shake their hand and thank them for what they do too. Because honestly, what I did, you guys never see the effects probably 5, 6, 7 years from now. Okay, I was in Africa and all sorts of stuff. I don't even know when you'll see any of that change. But the guys that you see now, the firemen, the emergency services, the police officers, those guys who can make a difference in your life today. So make sure that you give them their props, because they were the ones who were there in ground zero, literally, and saved a lot of lives. So,
well, I guess we should be thankful that we live in a country where we don't have to use our military inside the country to defend ourselves.
yes. And you know what's funny? Some of these wacky idiots will call for that, and they don't even realize, man, you don't want a police state. Trust me when I say that. You want to enjoy the citizen policing that you have. You don't want the military to come in, because yeah, if that happens, that won't be good. Now, off to another subject, because we have Snow Dub in here. Doug, don't you worry, I'm down for that, buddy. We're gonna set this up and we'll go rap battle. We'll rap battle it out. But I'm telling you, after I do this, how do I say this night? I don't want to be responsible for another death, especially because I like snowmen. My daughter loves making snowmen.
Yeah, General Zod's raps are such fire, they're gonna melt you.
So I mean, you know, I'm just saying, yeah, we'll set something up. We'll do a rap battle. I believe Perp has offered to host, and I guess we can have Kermit be a co-host, and we'll have one more person ref. That way, Snow Dub has someone from his camp. We'll have someone from the fandom zone, and then we'll have a random person in there.
Hey, you have a fellow Kryptonian.
Good to see you. No, I'm not rap battling here. I'm actually just we're talking about our normal topics. I'm just letting Snow Dub know. Anywhere, anytime he wants to freestyle me, just let me know. Cause yeah, I'm definitely ready anytime. No, I'm not gonna spit any bars here. He's just gonna have to wait.
The only bars that you have are chocolate bars.
Yeah, no, but I heard you, Snow Dub. I heard you, and you know, I was asleep. I was asleep. I was thinking about all the great things that I was doing or going to do, and then I go on Twitter, get ready to do my stream, and all of a sudden the Twitter feed is blowing up, and bam, I look, and there's a ridiculous video with a ridiculous rap on it. That's, I guess, a response, and I was like, well, General Zod's got to destroy another.
The rap was so cold it sounded like it came from a snowman.
So I was like, well, I guess General Zod has to respond, because you know, I think Snow Dub forgot that I'm a supervillain and I have heat vision. I'm just gonna have to like melt him.
I mean, aspiring supervillain.
Aspiring, yes, but nevertheless, yes, definitely check out the Twitter. I'll respond back after my show. Don't you worry, Mr. Dub. He says off the winter chill, off the edge of the Himalayas. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Sith Kryptonian, I'll tag everyone into my response. And after I do my response, there will be no other responses. There is just going to be a date up, and I think we're just going to do this. We were going to have a freestyle battle between General Zod and Snowdub. That's if Snowdub wants to accept, because, you know, I don't want him to get cold feet. I'm just saying. If he accepts, then his agent will talk with my agent, and we'll do this. That's how the rappers do it, right, PB? We all got.
Yep,
I gotta talk to my agent.
The rappers, their people talk to their people. Unfortunately, you ain't got no people. What's up, Slasher?
What's up, so Kermit the Log is apparently representing Snowdub. So Kermit, I'll have you get up with Perp, and we'll work out some times and dates, and we'll set this battle into motion. But don't worry, you get one more verse for me to answer back that ridiculous rap that he spit before. I gotta respond. But anyways.
Yeah, like we've been BSing for 10 minutes. What has taken what? There we go. Finally. All I had to do was say something, and then he finally shows up. I sent you that link like 8 minutes ago, guy.
Yeah, I was actually right when you sent it to me. I was dealing with a friend, like he's going through something, so I was trying to help him.
That's understandable.
Oh, I hope everything's okay.
That is it's Terrence Sith. That's Terrence. It says it right on the screen.
No, I mean, I hope everything's okay with your friend.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh.
Like if everything was okay, he would have said we worked it out and everything is fine. That's why I tried to move on from it here, General Zod.
Oh, sorry about that.
You putz. Anyway, Sith asked, "Whoa, is that a male porn star?" No, it's just Terrence.
Yeah, but thank you guys. Yep, you know, for sending me the link and everything. I appreciate you guys. Yep.
Well, apparently no other black people wanted to be on the show.
But yeah, no. Just to let you guys know, I'm thinking it'll be fine. Like I was gonna actually take longer, but my friend said that he would call me back. So I guess whenever that happens, and I'll like pop out, and then like I'll try to come back. So.
Oh no, perfectly understandable. We were just going over 9/11 stuff. I had a stream with Shellback earlier, and it was all of us who had served, just talking about our experiences and things like that. So I only wanted to cover the subject really quickly. I didn't know I was going to be doing a whole stream on that, and it was extraordinarily exhausting. So did you have anything to add, you know, about experiences or anything else like that?
Well, I mean, I guess I can say that I remember when I was a kid when all that stuff was going on. I don't quite remember my age. I know I was pretty young, but I was old enough to understand what was happening. And
wait a second, hold on. You can't remember what age you were in 2001?
Oh yeah. I think I might have been like maybe 13, 14ish. I was pretty young, but yeah, it was like one of those things where I remember my parents and teachers, like pretty much everyone trying to explain to me what was going on. And yeah, I just remember not really caring all that much. Like I knew it was bad, but like I didn't feel bad. It was just more like whoever did this, I'm pretty sure there are going to be some consequences, and there's going to be like a war and fighting. And like I kind of processed it really quickly and just kind of moved on after that. So my memories of it were pretty much um, everyone else around me really upset and crying and afraid. And some of them were even saying like, you know what, I'm going to join the military so I can do something about this. And none of them did that. So
Yeah. So it was one of those things where I was actually in the city, um, and my uncle worked at the uh, worked for a guy who was in the trade towers. I mean, we have a lot of family that was there, and you know, and it was like it's just like uh, it's like you can't like I don't think anyone could have imagined that someone would ever take an airplane and ram it into the side of a building. So um, I think that it's like I was saying, it's good for people to recognize that the things that the country has been through and to appreciate where we are now. It really speaks to the culture we have, you know. And these SJWs and people need to realize something, that they are lucky because the sacrifices that people have made give them the right to go and say the stupid things that they say constantly. So I
right,
don't know.
well, I it's because I know for sure that I was like somewhere in between 13 and 14 because I remember my parents telling me like you might be too young to understand, even though I explained what was happening like based off of what I was seeing. Like I couldn't tell them like, oh yeah, it was this person and this terrorist organization. Like I couldn't explain it like that, but I knew that the bad guys did this, and on U.S. soil, and there's going to be consequences. Like I was able to go into it with little knowledge based off of what I was seeing visually in combination with everybody else's reactions to it. So yeah, I mean, have you seen that movie Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, it has Tom Hanks in it. There's a little boy that's main character in the movie. Was actually his first starring role, and I think Sandra Bullock was in it as well. But it's about a little kid who his father was in the Twin Towers when they went down, and he was in school at the time, and he's like, "Oh shoot, my dad was in that building." So the movie is about him trying to process that, but also find like this, like he's trying to solve this puzzle because him and his dad used to do puzzles together, and his dad died before they could finish this last kind of.
Oh,
uh
actually, I think I do know what movie you're talking about now that you're saying the
yeah,
story. It
yeah,
sounds very familiar.
yeah,
Like I might have seen it, but it was a long time ago.
right, yeah,
And
like I,
he
yeah.
didn't speak very much, did he? In the movie?
Well, the kid, like at first, like he was saying a little bit, but over the course of the movie, like this child was speaking quite a bit. Oscar, I believe the character's name is, and he was very intelligent for his age. Like when you hear this kid talk, like you could tell that like he was much smarter than like most adults that you would speak to. Like, man, this kid has a wisdom beyond his years, and a lot of that had to do with his interaction with his father, who was also very intelligent himself.
Yes. Yeah, I vaguely recall that. I vaguely recall. Um, I might have even watched it, and it's just been a while. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's been a long time.
If anything, you know, if you get the chance, just type in the movie and put images. I'm pretty sure, like, if you saw an image of like the kid and stuff, like that would jog your memory.
Yeah, I would probably remember it. And you know, the other thing is too, there's been a lot of, the reason why I say to people like don't sleep on Pattinson's acting was he did an awesome movie that'll still always be like one of my favorite movies he's done, called Remember Me.
Yeah.
That movie, especially because of the fact of the way that the movie is shot, you think that this movie is a love story, but then when they do the big reveal at what the movie's actually about at the end, like, oh my god, it was so heartbreaking. And maybe it was heartbreaking for me because of the fact of, you know, what it turned out being about. But anybody who's in the chat who's never seen that movie, watch Remember Me. Oh my god, that ending was well, you know what I'm talking about, Terrence.
Yeah. Well, if I'm gonna be honest, Zod, you know, I just wanted to let you know, in PB, like that, because of the experiences that I went through throughout my life with my interactions with humans and stuff, like my view of things are just very different. So it's different.
And welcome, Proper.
Welcome, Proper
I invited
Jeremy.
you because PB specifically said he wanted to have you on.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Why?
Motherfucker. You're so full of shit. That is not what happened at all. I said, is there anybody that you randomly sent a link to that's just going to pop up in the stream and surprise me? And he goes, not really. And I was like, oh, so you didn't send a link to like Proper Jeremy or Mary or Sith or anybody like that? And he's like, oh, no, I sent him the link. And I was like, that's what the fuck I was talking about. And he's like, oh, yeah.
I'm sorry I scared Terrence away.
Oh no, Terrence is dealing with something else. So.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he said that he was talking with a friend before he came on, and that his friend was probably going to end up calling him back, and that was when he was going to end up dropping out, and then hopefully he said he would end up coming back later. So you actually, oh, see, there he is now.
Oh, hello.
Hey, what's going on, Proper?
Dude, I started watching some of your videos. What the fuck? They're so weird, and it's great in that way. Like, it's perfectly weird, and I love it. At least the earlier videos were like really weird. Like the titles were just like, what the fuck? So I have started to familiarize myself with your channel, and I enjoy it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
So, Proper, before we get off the subject, because I had a stream with Shellback, and by the way, if you guys didn't check it out, because I think he's still in the chat,
Yes,
check out
tell us
Shellback.
about your memories from when you were 3.
I wasn't 3. I don't even think my siblings were 3, but I was not
22.
No, I'm 24.
Oh, still a
when
young
you were
buck.
6. When you were
Yeah.
6, my bad.
Yes, I was in kindergarten. We're talking about September 11th.
Fuck, how old does that
I
make us,
imagine.
PG?
Well, I guess I can share my thoughts if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
What did you think about this?
Well, I mean, it was horrible. I don't know anybody who was cheering it besides, the people who caused this, So, I mean, any rational human being would be like, this is the worst thing. Like, this is a catastrophe. It's awful.
Let me come at you from a different angle here.
Okay, all right.
Do you think that now? I feel like people post, oh, remember the day, blah, 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 all of the stuff that they do online. And I'm like, no means disrespecting what people put up for their banners. But I feel like they don't understand much anymore about how much of an impact this was, especially if you lived in the city, like, and you were there, or you knew family who was there, or if you were a hop, skip, and jump away from it, you didn't know about how you couldn't get a hold of anyone on the phone, not even cell phones, because everything was blocked. You couldn't get into the city. All the bridges leading in were closed. How the firemen couldn't see because there was a cloud of smoke from the dust and the debris. How the people ran in and risked their lives. How there were firemen pulling out people and kids bloody and holding them in their arms. And I'm sorry, I have my camera. I'm glad I have my camera off because I'm a little emotional right now. But I don't think people realize just how big of a day this actually is. And I mean, yeah, not in a good way, but now I feel like, especially with the culture war we are in right now, that they are lucky they get to have their opinions, because it's the sacrifices that came from things like this that these people can go and even voice their absurd and obnoxious things that they do. And
there's no respect or appreciation of this.
Exactly. And I wanted to get your take, like, on
that. Well, what doesn't help is that my generation does not fully understand this, because a lot of them, like myself, have no memories of 9/11. I don't really have very much of a memory of that. I was in kindergarten. I remember my first day of kindergarten very well, which is not too long before it happened. But what I also remember was a year later, I was reading my librarian was reading a book about the guy who walked the tightrope between the towers. And I remember thinking, I remember saying just after the book was finished, I was like, it was called, the book was called "The Man Who Walked the Two Towers," and so after that, my mind immediately went to something else, and I asked my librarian who read us this book. I said, "What does this have to do with Lord of the Rings?" And she said, "Justin, this has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings." And she seemed, kind of sad that I didn't understand it. But it was, I guess it's the mind of a child that, doesn't quite understand anything, that is just, the childhood innocence. I remember, Odin said on his stream, I said it in the chat, and he was just like, I probably would have laughed, because it's, something like that, we forget our the innocence of a child. We forget about how kids don't understand, like in the 60s they didn't understand, why can't we swim with people of a different color or something like that. Why can't we like have the same water fountains? Like, what's wrong? Why can't we do this?
And Stone Cold Jeremy made a good point.
Yeah.
How many of us memories of Pearl Harbor, but people still honor the day? And exactly.
Oh yes. My
that's the bottom
grandpa
line.
was like less than a month old. He has no memories of it, obviously.
And I think that as we think about this day, and you read the articles and you go back, maybe people look up, or they just don't know, right? Because like you were young, and when it happens, maybe they look up and they see what happened and stuff like that. But people should keep into their minds the kind of sacrifices that people have had to make over the years, what the military was doing, what they continue to do, and never shortchange that, and even this is a good time to not just highlight the military, okay? And Shellbeck's in the chat. He's a Navy guy just like me, okay? Don't just think we said it on his stream. Just don't thank us who went overseas and served. But thank the people who are here in the country, the first responders. Those guys were heroes. And it saddens me because I had never seen so many people rally together behind the police, the firemen, EMTs, all of that stuff, right? They got so much props, and now look at where we're at with all of these things with the cops and everything else, and people always bashing them. But don't forget, those guys were on the front lines, okay? The military didn't go in when that happened. Yeah, we sent in the National Guard to help out. But I lived in New York. It was the first responders that were the heroes. Those were the people who took the hits. Those were the first people in, okay? So you got to give the respect to all of the firemen and the cops.
Yeah, and they're dying too. You know, because of I guess the fumes that they breathed in, and nothing, you know, not enough is being done about it. And also, these are the people that allowed all of you to fucking live. These are the people. These are the people that save lives. They, you know, the police. You know, most good cops, you know, and firemen too. Like these are the people who their jobs are to save you. You know, when you're in danger, and when you go about shitting on everything that they do instead of, you know, praising when they get it right and only just complaining, it doesn't do any good at all. It just harms. It just creates this division that does not need to be.
Exactly. And we dove into this in Shellback's stream, and we talked about it. And you know, we went into our services and things like that. And overseas, yes, we do a lot. There's a lot of sacrifices made, and you know, love my brothers in arms. But all the brothers in arms also recognize too the things that are done here at home. Okay. It's weird when I come back and I get praised. Don't get me wrong. I like when people shake my hand. It's a little weird, but you know, they thank me for my service or whatever. You know, that does make me feel good. But I have gone to the police departments, to the fire departments, and I shake their hands. I'm almost in awe at what they do, because what I did, you know, I'm done with my service. If anything else should pop off, I would gladly join back up in a minute to do what I got to do for my country. But these people here, they're still on the clock. They're still on the job. Fire departments are still responding to fires. Police departments are still doing what I feel is a thankless job. You know, you know, people. Do you think they like giving out tickets? Do you think they like listening to people bitch at them, the drunken disorderlies and all of that? No, man, they don't get a joy out of having to deal with that, but they do it so that we are safe. And I think people should remember that when you go out and bash them, especially on a day like today. Because on a day like today, on 9/11, man, the police officers, the fire department, and the ambulances were like rock stars, man. They were getting hugs and taking pictures, and it really saddens my heart to see how quickly that changed and how people forgot they were the ones in the trenches, not us. They were in the front lines. They're the ones right now feeling the side effects. And if you ask any of them, I've watched the documentaries, I've watched the specials, okay? If you ask any of them if they regret going into that building and saving people's lives, I'm sorry. I just gotta take a moment. If you ask them if they regret what they did, they don't. And those are the people who should get admiration and respect. And, you know, if you have an opportunity, thank your local fire department. Thank the police officer. Thank them that they had the guts to do what they did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, and even regular citizens were helping people out. I had a cousin who was in the second tower that got hit, and they heard something happen in the first tower. They're like, well, and he was well above the floors that were gonna get hit. That like he would not, he would have died if he did not, you know, get out of there. And he had a choice. He said he saw people go into the elevator And then he said, oh, there's a bunch of more people going down the stairs. And he just thought, well, guess I'll take the stairs because all the elevators are crowded. You know, like pushing a button doesn't work. So you can't get down in enough time. Well, you take the stairs. And by the end of it, he was covered in rubble and everything. And he was very chill about it when he was talking to me about it. But, and his name was Kevin. And nobody could get in touch with Kevin. Nobody could get a hold of him. But luckily, they thought he was dead. And apparently a lot of people that he worked with had passed on that day. They did not make it out. But he saw this woman who had an apartment or like a few blocks down or something like that. Just said, "Oh, you poor thing. Hey, we'll take you inside and just clean you up." So it was, and he was fine after that, and he was very grateful about that. And it was a very traumatic experience for him. And a lot of my family internalizes this and doesn't really express it very well. We just all take it in. We can see an historical event or something, or just see anything. It'd just be like, okay, that happened. Like it. But at the same time, it's just like we understand that there are people who went through a lot worse than that, and he could have easily perished, but he didn't. And he recognizes that, and that highlighting, his story, he didn't really talk about it all the time, but, if you asked him about it, he would. But it was rough on him. It was rough on the family, especially not being able to contact him. But he was lucky. He made it out. And it's also the regular citizens of New York that it took these people in and said, like, hey, are you okay? We all experienced something that's the most horrific thing that we have ever seen, and hopefully that we will ever experience, because we don't want it to happen again. We don't want this to be repeated. And, it was everyone around that time, as far as I'm concerned, that really rallied with each other. And I remember foreign countries were saying, I don't remember who it was or like which country it was, but someone said, I said, today we are all Americans.
Yep. Yeah, I remember the sense of camaraderie and everything else. And, we look at the years and 2016 on and the shift that we've seen. And, I mean, we need to come together on more than just great tragedies. We need to try to come together and rally together in unity for a lot more than just when we get attacked. And this culture war, this divide that we're facing now, and the onslaught that we get as YouTubers or that we get on things that we like, I don't know, on days like this, it makes me step back and be like, man, you guys got to look around and, be grateful for each other. The bullshit doesn't matter. Okay. At the end of the day, we should use this to think back about that time, and think back to what it was like. And, remember that people can have differences. I mean, not everyone was the same who rallied together to help. Okay. There was different cultures. There were different backgrounds, but everyone, and I mean everyone, was doing their part to unite and help the people who needed it. And I think that if any of these people or anyone new or anyone younger who doesn't remember this, look up your history and look at the unity that was happening when that was going down. And remember that we have the capability as human beings to come together. It's just sad that we choose to come together during times of great tragedy. And it shouldn't be like that. We should all be able to have unique individual thoughts and ideas and be able to talk and still at the end of the day be like, okay, you have a different opinion, I have a different opinion, but we're still humans. We don't need to go at each other and claw and fight about a fucking movie. Okay, you don't like a movie, then fine, you don't have to. Okay, but it shouldn't take a national tragedy to unite everyone. We should just be able to be different individuals and be united. And I just wanted to take this time out and say that to everyone, and acknowledge what the day is. And I know we're a day after, because I do my late night streams, but I just wanted to say
Not
that
the day after where the other two people on the stream are.
Oh, okay.
No, well, I mean, there's an hour left, but you know what?
Exactly.
You know what? Just because it's not the same day doesn't mean the feeling should go away.
I agree.
It never should. It never should have. But for a lot of people, it has. Because they need reminded of that time. I think Tommy said it very well. Everyone has short attention spans. Playing in bands, I know this to be true. If people are not getting hit in the face with it constantly, they forget. You don't learn from history, you repeat it. I could not have said that better myself.
And you know what? I appreciate everyone in the chat who has taken the time and added in these things. And I appreciate all of you who stop in and realize that, because I think that it's great. It's good to have some people who can acknowledge the sentiments. And I just wanted to touch on this really quickly, because it starts to hit me in the feels, and it is something I get passionate about, because it was one of the factors of me joining the military. It wasn't the deciding factor, but there was a lot of other things that were going on that made me want to go out and change it. And that's the thing that people are failing to realize today. If you don't like something, don't sit back and take it. Don't sit in the corner and let other people talk for you. Voice your opinion. Your opinion matters. What you have to say matters. Okay? Don't let these SJWs and these ignorant ass people make you feel like your opinion doesn't matter. Welcome, Stevie. You walked in while I was giving a heavy speech.
Oh, all right. I'll stay quiet.
Yeah, just watch out for
It's
dingoes.
like, we will not go quietly into the night. Hey, guys!
Stevie, we were just talking about 9/11. I was just going over some stuff, and being from New York and being in the military, and I was talking about a great stream I had with Shellback, where we were all talking about our experiences and stuff. And I was telling people they should take this time to realize that we shouldn't unite under tragedy all the time. We should be able to have different opinions and different views and still be able to talk.
Absolutely.
So Tommy's been writing some good stuff in the chat, so
I mean, he wrote the last thing he just wrote is very interesting. It says, at Stevie J Reviews, hi there.
Man, that's far too deep for me. Hi
That
there,
is-
Tommy.
That is mind-boggling. That's so deep that you're so brave to say that.
Keep that sage wisdom to himself.
Zod, I just wanted to say real quick, I'm never going to, aside from the actual event that took place on that day, I'm never going to forget what was happening on that day and the subsequent weeks after, because I just remember so many humans were mad at me because I wasn't feeling the way that they did about what was going on, and they just really had a problem with me because of it. So I just can't forget something like that. They're like, "What's wrong with you? You should be upset like us," that kind of stuff.
How do you
Yeah,
mean?
and I'm not saying that people should be, feeling the same things that everyone else felt. I feel like if you lived in New York or if you knew someone there, like proper, or someone had it affect them, I think it sticks with them longer. But people like Memorial Day or anything else, people should remember these things and they should use them to guide them. We're all in this culture war together, right? But both sides should remember one thing. We all get to voice our opinions because of these brave people and what they do. We all have voices because of the military, because of the police, because of the fire department, because of the ambulance, because of what these people do every single day. We have the ability to come on here and bitch about things. And we
They
should
help.
give
Oh yeah.
those people acknowledgement for that.
And they help maintain it. It's not, initially why we have it. The reason why we have it is our Constitution, and because we live in the greatest country in the world.
Amen.
Yes, America. Fuck yeah, America is the greatest country on this planet. We get to. It's the only country where we have that defined First Amendment right to say whatever the fuck you want, no matter how stupid it is, unless you threaten people or you shout fire in a crowded theater or whatever. Yeah, don't do that. But everything else, totally fine. You can do that. Almost every other country in this world, you can't do that. Which is
Also, in this
sad.
country, we have more Oreo choices than any other country.
That's right.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
You can
Um,
burn
Oreo.
the fucking flag. You can burn the flag. That is how free we are. And
Whoa,
that is
whoa,
wonderful.
Nobody
Robert,
clip that.
don't
Nobody
get
clip that
crazy.
audio.
No, hold on. I'm saying that in countries you can be beheaded for that. I'm just saying that is how
Oh, I get what you're
free
saying.
we are. That is how free. That is to the extent of it.
Yeah,
Not saying that it is a good thing to do. I will never do that because it would just pretty much be a contradiction right there. I never understand it. But you have the
Oh, yeah,
ability to do
and
that.
we also let our women drive cars without covering their faces.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes.
to answer your question proper, because you had asked me what do I mean by that. It's from my experience, me thinking differently from everyone else was always a problem. So that's what I meant by that. Like, because I wasn't sharing in the same thoughts and sentiment, it was like you're wrong and there's something wrong with you and you should be banding together with us and that sort of a thing. So I was getting attacked very heavily from that, like not physically, but just verbally.
Well, what exactly was your take on it at the time? Where you say like, oh, it's not a big deal or something, or it's just like, oh, it's whatever or something. Like, what extent was
Well,
it, if I may ask?
oh no, you definitely can. I have no problem talking about
Will he
anything,
give
but
you a straight answer? We'll see.
um,
No, it's
well,
okay.
I mean,
It's a
at the
joke,
time,
Terrence.
no, I know, PB. I mean, you're my friend. I know you don't mean me any harm, so like, yeah, it's cool. But at the time and even after that, like I was being bullied very heavily. So my viewpoint on humans was just like, man, you guys deal with your own stuff. So for me, like while I recognized that it was bad, like I just didn't really feel anything from it. And it was just like, well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be like war and fighting and stuff like that. And I just kind of didn't feel very strongly about it. And they're just like, no, you should be emotional, you should be mad. So they just didn't like that kind of take, like the whole I recognize what it is, but I'm not feeling anything from it. Like that was just very unacceptable to the humans around me.
Because you weren't feeling the same way that they were.
Right.
Oh.
So they kind of viewed it as like, and even said to me specifically, like, well, you might as well be with them or you might as well celebrate. And I'm like, well, no, but if that's how you feel, that's fine. Um, like I was never like that kind of individual where I would like say or do things to try to change someone's mind because I viewed that as being impossible. I'm like, humans are going to think how they're going to think, regardless of what me or anyone else is going to say. So I just figured that it was best for me to be honest versus being some kind of pretender or just simply going along with everyone else what they were thinking and feeling. I was like, well, I think it would be worse for me to pretend that I'm feeling that kind of stuff when I wasn't. So
And here's the thing to your point, Terrence. Like I said before, uh, it's okay for people who can't identify to not have any kind of feelings. I believe the takeaway from anything that happens, whether it's Pearl Harbor or any of these events that have happened historically, is that we don't forget them. Because, like Tommy elegantly put it earlier, um, you know, we need to understand our history so that we don't repeat it, right?
right,
We're
right, right.
we're we're in the midst of this culture war, but we need to realize the culture still needs to be protected because that is what we've been fighting for. It's kind of a ridiculous oxymoron that everyone screams on these days, USA and Go America, and they shake my hand and thank me for my service in one breath, and then they call you a racist, a sexist, a bigot, or whatever else because you don't like a movie in the other breath, right? Those two things don't, in my mind, seem to correlate. Maybe it's just me. I don't understand where you make that leap, and I think
Well,
that it's sad. Go ahead, Stevie.
I was going to say they should be shaking your hand for both things because your service is providing them the opportunity to call you a racist and a bigot and a whatever because they have the they have the freedom to do it, and that's as a result of people like you and others giving their service. So they
And
really should just be shaking both hands.
Well, I mean, look at what we're all doing right now. We're having, I guess, what you would call a friendly discussion. Like, but what's not okay, in my opinion, is to try to attack someone just because they're not doing what you believe they should be doing. Like, that should never be acceptable.
Exactly.
You're right on that. But there. I mean, you could joke, like I joke, sometimes saying like you're entitled to your incorrect opinions. That's just saying I disagree and I don't understand, but that's okay. It's all in good fun. But if you're really going out and saying that you're a horrible person for thinking this way, for an otherwise reasonable disagreement, then that's not cool. That doesn't
Right.
fly.
Right. Proper. That's what I'm saying. Like, what we're doing, like when you guys joke and stuff, like that's fine because I know that it's not intended to hurt. But it's very different when you have like a large group of humans and you can tell that they're upset and like possibly they might get violent or whatever, or they try to really enforce like or force their thoughts onto you. It's like that shit doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. And
yeah.
that's
Welcome to university in this time. Welcome to college.
that's
And
exactly, Terrence, to the point. That's exactly what we're all here on the panel every night joking about when we read these things from the media and stuff like that. That's the whole point of what we're trying to come up and unite against is that forcing your view that I don't particularly care for. Like, it's okay to have your opinion. It's okay to state your opinion. It's also okay for me to not agree with your incorrect opinion, as Proper would say, or your, you know, you don't have to agree. And that's the great part. That's what being American should be about. It should be about the fact that you have your opinion, I have my opinion. It might not be the same, but hell, we live in a great country where we can state it. And at the end of the day, we can walk away and still have a friendly conversation.
Right,
and
right.
I think that should be highlighted on a day like today.
Well, I mean, not to say that everyone was attacking me, but it was just a hell of a lot of humans. Like I did have a couple like, treat me like a person and specifically ask me, do you feel it would have been different, Terrence, if it were like, say one of your friends or family members? And my response to that each time was, well, sure, because I actually know that person. Like I would not want, a friend or family member to get snapped up in any kind of a way. I wouldn't like that at all. Especially like at the time, because I didn't really have many friends, at least not in the sense of real ones. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to lose those people or the family members that I consider to be valuable to me.
So
That's
yeah,
that's a fair point.
Really quick, I want to address the chat. Welcome some people. We have the ridiculous Snow Dub in here, but I'm always glad to have you in here. And anyone who's not following, follow that Twitter thread, because he got me while I was sleeping, literally. Don't worry, a response is coming, and he will feel the wrath of General
You
Zod.
address Snowdub first, and he was here before, but you don't address Toriel, who just showed up new.
I'm getting to it, you
Matt
son
Vader,
of a bitch.
and Perp.
Perp's been here.
Yeah, but he didn't address him yet.
Perp's been here longer than.
Well, I know that he's been here, but he had never been said hello to that I'm aware of.
So I'm just going to go down the line starting at 104. Welcome to the Rookie Critic. Don't know if you're still here, but welcome. Welcome, Curtis. Welcome, Toriel. We have Matt Vader who popped in. Good to have you in here. And we have Perp and Slasher in here. Welcome, everyone. But yeah, we were just addressing this 9/11, and just to let you know, Perp Minded is my manager for this rap battle. So, me, Perp, a ridiculous Kermit, and even more ridiculous Snow Dub will be getting back to you guys to let you know when the great rap battle of 2019 will be occurring. Because this might have to be a live stream where I destroy Snow Dub and put to bed this rivalry we have once and for all. So,
before we moved on, I wanted to get the take on the first first Australian's take on 9/11, being that he's a foreigner.
Ooh.
Yes, I am. So what?
So.
Oh my God! apparently, America does not want to hear a foreigner's opinion on 9/11. He's gone.
No comment.
Crikey!
No comment.
Zod, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was slightly surprised that you didn't ban me from this stream after I said that to you, because I know that you've had time in the service. I thought you were gonna be like, man, Terrence, like I was wrong about you. You're no longer my friend, ban. Like I thought that was gonna happen.
Oh no, man. I mean, come on. I'm not that harsh of a dictator.
But even Zod has moments in the comics where he gets very upset. I'm just saying.
That's entertainment. That's entertainment.
I'm saving my rage for Snow Dog.
Yeah. Well, it's also well, I'm not going to speak for you, Zod, but this isn't a comic book. This is real life.
Right.
Yeah, people have different opinions, and
right. I mean, I slightly was joking with because his name is Zod, but I get what you're saying, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevie,
yeah. We can.
Can you hear us now?
About.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yes. That was terrifying. I asked you for your opinion, and America was like, "Nope, we don't want to hear this shit."
Yeah, well, we don't have First Amendment here, so maybe my government cut me off.
Oh,
So, what do you mean? Like my thoughts on where was I when it happened and all that kind of stuff? Or?
maybe where it was, how it hit you, or how it affected your country, or how your country goes about any type of daily life.
Okay, well,
Because you
I
do a lot
remember.
of traveling on planes.
Oh yeah. Well, I remember where I was. I was living at a friend's house at the time, and I think it was about 10ish at night here, and we were doing something. Then we sat down to watch TV, and we saw all these planes hitting the buildings, and I said to my mate, "Okay, what movie is this? What are we watching here?" Because it just looked so unbelievable. Like I was going, "What movie did you put on?" And and then we figured out that it was real, and because we figured out we were actually watching the news like a pair of dumbasses. Um, and I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Like we stayed up, I think, a few hours watching the coverage. I think it was just shock for us. Like we just couldn't believe that it was actually happening. Um, and especially, I think when we first switched it on, the first plane had hit. So we watched the second plane hit live, and it was like, holy shit, what the hell is going on here? And so the next day, like I was in high school at the time. I went to school the next day, and no one was really doing any schoolwork or whatever. The teachers just had the news on in every classroom pretty much, so everyone was just pretty much glued to the TV in the classroom watching it. Um, and so from there was everyone was just in shock. I think like whether you went down the street or wherever you went, everyone was just in a state of shock. And then after that, we had moved down the line a little bit. We had a whole lot of laws change and things change with our airports and all that kind of stuff. So the whole liquids on planes and sharp objects, all that kind of stuff tightened right up. And it just, I don't know, for me, I hadn't done any military service or anything at the time, but I still kind of felt the impact of it. And seeing the people that the poor people that were jumping off or falling out or whatever of the buildings, that's an image that always sticks in my mind. And then the wars that followed, I suppose, when it comes to war, my thoughts, I try to keep out of the political side of it, but my thoughts always go out to the soldiers, because at the end of the day, they're just a tool of the political arm. So whatever the reason they have to be in a battle or in a war zone, it's really got nothing to do with the soldier and their choice, but they're still there doing their job, whether they agree or not. And their main goal, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was in the army and all the people I know that are still in, the main thing that you're concerned about when you're in an actual war zone is your mates. You want to look after your mates and they want to look after you. So my thoughts always go to the soldiers on the ground when any kind of war breaks out. So I was watching that pretty closely, and and I have ever since, really. So I just think it was a huge thing to happen. It was around the other side of the world. It's something I've never forgotten, and I know, through the responses of people in my family as well, because I've got other serving members in my family. Um, we just were all in a state of shock, I guess, and then that turned to kind of what's happening about it, what can we do about it, how do we prevent it from happening again, all those kinds of things. So, yeah, I guess
So,
that's my take on it.
so I'm assuming we're all talking about 9/11.
I was talking about the rap battle.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, I
that
was
was
talking about 9/11.
Yeah, those were his deep thoughts on the rap battle and how it affected his life going forward.
Speaking of the rap battle, I know Snow Dub is in the chat. He needs to relax, yo. Zod, you need to relax too, man. Save it for a live stream. Save it for a live stream. Then we can settle it once and for all. But yo, to burst everybody's bubble, I completely forgot it was 9/11. Honestly, as funny as that sounds, it
You
doesn't
were
sound
sleeping,
funny.
weren't you?
No, I definitely forgot.
How
Oh,
could
God.
you forget being from Jersey?
Hey, man.
Jersey.
Like you
That's
literally
why.
saw it happen.
No, actually, I didn't see it happen.
There
I
are
was
other
like,
parts of New Jersey where you can't see it.
I was in South Jersey, by the way, too. So it's like definitely not seeing none of that shit.
Well, South Jersey ain't that far away. Your state's only like frickin' an hour long.
Not even. I wish.
I was only in New Jersey for a little bit. I went to New York, and it was a family vacation, and yeah, we did take the time. It was just me, my dad, and my grandpa went to go to Ground Zero, and man, does that change something.
Jersey does not suck, Zod. New York sucks. Y'all, New York smells like dead fish.
Did I say that? I don't think so.
No, Zod said it. See, look.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have the Jersey Shore, so
Well,
Nah,
sorry.
that's not.
we do have a
No.
new guest. What does he think about Jersey? What do you think about Jersey, Lethal?
New Jersey, I don't know. The way it's portrayed in like movies and all that, it's like it's a bit of a dump. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No. You're thinking about New York. You're thinking about New York.
No, that's
No,
a
New York's
smoggy
one of the
dump.
weirdos here, isn't it?
It just has a lot of smog.
New York looks like a hole in the wall, just with like 5 different boroughs. Like if you look
5
inside the
boroughs.
hole.
Yeah, it's an expensive hole in the wall. My
Well,
a good friend of mine lives in New York right now. I think he lives in Brooklyn.
It's a
Yeah.
shithole.
No.
You shit out, New Jersey. But you come over here to play all your sports over here. Y'all can't make your own fucking stadiums and shit.
What do you
Broke
mean? In
motherfucker.
New York City?
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium? No. Madison Square Garden? No. Doesn't ring a bell?
Where the Giants and the Jets play?
I don't give a shit because I'm not a New Yorker or a.
No, you're a Californian, aren't they? Even worse?
He's
Smog? Oh yeah.
California
just
spread out,
transplanted to California.
Yeah, California is a very long state. New York, like they have more people there than we do
Crazy,
here,
right?
and it's not spread out. Like if you have claustrophobia, don't go to New York.
Isn't everyone in New York crazy?
No.
Yeah.
They just need to drive.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. They hate tourists. They hate tourists so much, because New Yorkers know where the fuck they're going. And when they see tourists, they're just like walking around. It's like when you're in a mall or like when you're in a grocery store, all these people are perusing. They're walking very slowly with their carts. And if you know exactly what you're gonna get and you know exactly where it is, you are just gonna be like, "Excuse me, get out of my fucking way, you slow ass motherfucker." And I'm gonna get this hot sauce that I wanted, and that's all I wanted, and then that's it.
It's funny how you mentioned they hate tourists, but they like to come over in Jersey and go to our shores because they don't have none.
Oh, they don't. No.
Trash ass.
I've got two questions.
That's because they don't live on a peninsula.
Yeah.
Is it true?
And Zod's not a real New Yorker.
Is it true in New York that all the weirdos turn into like even weirder and crazy when the sun goes down?
I mean, look at Zod. Perfect example of that.
Okay. Aren't you supposed to be his manager? You're supposed to be his manager. You're not promoting him. You're not promoting him very well.
Hey man, I'm neutral.
My second question, is Florida real?
It's the dick of America.
You just hear like
It's
this
true.
weird shit that's going on in Florida. It's like, that can't be fucking real.
Florida trash too, yo. They weird, a bunch of weirdos out there too.
There
got
was
not
lonely-
real.
there was a
You got
lady,
You got lonely motherfuckers. You got people that are
drunk
like
motherfuckers.
you got drunk motherfuckers. You got meth gators. You got
Yeah, that's fucked.
you got a whole bunch of weirdos out there. Some melting pot weirdos.
Oh yeah, I just heard
Right.
a Florida woman was kicked out of Disney World because she asked a security officer for a cigarette, and when he didn't have one, she punched him, attacked him.
Oh,
He's like, "You don't have
Is
a
that-
cigarette? You
is that typical Florida
motherfucker!"
behavior?
Yes.
Is that how? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So,
Zod,
But
do
it
you
is
own a
not.
pair of
It is
Timbs?
unclear if she was a tourist or not.
Zod, do you own a pair of Timbs? Since you from New York?
Answer
Timbs.
us with a banner, you son of a bitch. Type faster.
He said, "Hell yeah."
It's
He probably got
okay,
purple
hell
do rag too.
okay.
what's a
course he does.
do-rag?
What are we talking about tonight, boys?
I mean, we were talking about 9/11, but I'm pretty sure we were just about to wrap it up unless you have any thoughts on it, Lethal.
I was really young when it happened, like really
Yeah,
young.
you were like 8.
Yeah, 8, 7, maybe even 6. But I remember.
It happened in
In
2001.
In 2001, you were like
Yeah, I was
6.
probably. Yeah, I would have been about
7.
6. Yeah.
How
I
old are
remember-
you?
I turned 25 next month.
What? You're 25? I thought you was at least like almost 40.
Oh my
Nah,
god.
nah.
You
I
thought he
go
was
to older women,
40?
so.
No. This
No, that's
motherfucker
Slasher.
is not 40. No.
Slash is
this-
definitely 40.
He's close. He's like barely a year older than me. So I'm sure that Well, what do you remember from it?
I remember getting up in the morning for school to watch the TV before school, and it used to be like 6 a.m. There was like all these like real fucking hot girls doing yoga. I used to watch
Seriously,
that.
that's not what you watched as a 6-year-old.
Now we all watched that because that was on before the cartoons, and then the cartoons would be like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. So it's just sex and
Are you
violence.
talking about Oz aerobics?
Yeah, man. And then Cheese TV would come on.
Yeah, Cheese TV.
Yeah, man.
Go.
Yeah, but I got up in the morning, put it on. I want to see my Oz aerobics, and I'm watching like this building on fire, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was just too young to understand. I could not comprehend it. What was actually going on? Like, I was seeing it happen, watching all like the replays and shit, and just being so confused. Like, what the hell happened to Frieza? Like, did Goku beat Frieza or what? Like, what's this? And then,
Yeah, I remember.
It's okay. I thought the Twin Towers, had something to do with Lord of the Rings a year later. So, you're not too
Yeah.
far off there. No, I already said it earlier in the stream, but
Then,
yeah, you're not too far off from that.
Then I think it was about 2 weeks straight. About 2 weeks straight, it was all that was on TV. And the thing I remember vividly the most, and it's the stupidest shit, was oh shit, there's an ambulance behind me. 6 p.m. Channel 10 used to be Simpsons Monday to Friday, and that was just not the case for 2 weeks, and it just completely threw everything out of whack. Like, I just didn't understand what was going on. Even just seeing the footage, like, I get it. I was like, okay, there's a plane and a building, rah. I get that, but I was just too young to fully comprehend what that actually meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had the same experience when Hurricane Katrina hit. I saw it like
hold on,
nothing.
Papa. I got a very
In terms of-
important question.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Well, if you, I'll remember my question. You can go ahead.
Oh, no, all I was going to say was just, I remember Hurricane Katrina just being on constantly on Nickelodeon. And I was just like, what's the deal with this? Like, I don't know anybody who's affected by this at all. What's going on? Like, what's the big deal about it? And I'm sure, I don't know if Odin lived in New Orleans at the time, but I'm sure he could tell he could tell me like exactly like what was up with that. Because that was not okay. That was a big deal, but to say the least. But I felt the same feeling. I was too young to understand it, to comprehend the damage that it done. Billions of dollars in damages, and thousands of people lost. And this happened, within 5 years. You had 9/11, and then you had Hurricane Katrina. These huge disasters. One, you couldn't really avoid. The other one was just 9/11 was just, it's two separate things, but one of those things where you still had people united together. But of course, 9/11 was much more significant in that regard. This was more a national, an American sort of thing that people different tragedies, but.
There was one, but PB, what were you going to say before I started on the ramble?
My question was, since we heard that it was an ambulance going past Lethal, what was passing Stevie earlier when there was a siren?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I got cars all around me here. I'm fucking stuck in traffic, so. If you don't hear from me for a while, I've just gone Michael Douglas, all right?
I thought that was Terrence. That was Terrence that had the ambulance.
What the fuck is
never
going
mind.
on?
No.
Never
What have you
mind
done,
then.
Lethal?
I was wrong.
What have you done,
I
Lethal?
was very wrong.
Is that the
I don't
cops?
know, man. There's lots of what the fuck? Oh, something must have happened.
Because I'm guessing, I know you're both in Australia, but you've got to be on different highways, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember 9/11 when I was like in 4th grade. I was crying for no odd reason. I was like, "Fuck am I crying about?" I was like, "I'm a little ass kid," but
Yeah,
growing
it's not
up,
like you were getting
I know the
harassed by
truth.
the cops.
I know the truth. And people, and the one thing that 9/11 did is just made people way more paranoid. Like, I don't understand this. Like, the military can't save you from your neighbor putting a bullet in your head. You never know who is around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, people just get so paranoid where just relax.
Well, yeah, and well, I understand that, but America never had that kind of attack had on the land of the free for a very long time. We are talking about like over, I think, almost 60 years. 1941 was Pearl Harbor. That was in December, I believe. And so
Yes, December 7th.
And roughly 60 years later, it was when another thing happened, and that's Pearl Harbor. There are very few historical events that people remember, and it brings them together. And it's unfortunately only in those tragedies where people are brought together, like Pearl Harbor, like 9/11, like the John F. Kennedy assassination. And it's terrible, but
We'll never see Trump in a open car again.
No, any president, for that matter. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine the oversight. That was something else that I could talk about forever, but now's not the time. Oh yeah, Slasher McSplinter, the attempt on the towers in '93. Yeah, that should have been a warning sign, but Bill Clinton didn't do anything about it, really.
No, he didn't. He just
do
did Monica
anything ever.
Lewinsky.
No, yeah, he just was too busy getting a BJ at the Oval Office. There's nothing wrong with getting a BJ in the Oval Office, but when that's going on, maybe you should really check your priorities there. Come
Or
on.
maybe she just needed to hurry up.
Well, I mean, to Perp's point about the whole like humans getting more paranoid, like one of my friends, he was really paranoid a lot.
And
Okay.
Do you have anything to add to that?
But now you could like, you know, say we could talk about 9/11 all day, like what really happened, who was really behind that shit. But we're not gonna get into that because, you know, say people know, if you know, you know, if you don't, you don't. Oh well, you know.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And honestly, you know, I'm probably gonna catch some shit for saying this, but you know, we kind of, you know, for all the throughout history, we always poking our noses at different countries and stuff and try to force things that, you know, that they don't want nothing to do with. We're sitting there bombing. We're sitting there bombing people's houses and stuff over there and stuff and whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? It's kind of karma. It's kind of karma coming biting us back in the ass and whatnot. But that's just how I feel.
Karma because, you know, nothing was done the first time.
I'm just saying over time. I'm saying like.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had dropped my mic, but there was supposed to be a follow up to that.
I thought so. I had hoped so.
It's the most abrupt ending ever.
It's like I had a friend that was paranoid once.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. No, because at the time,
cool
at the
story,
time
bro.
he had some Afghan neighbors, and you know, I went over to talk to them because they were his neighbors. I was coming out of the house and we were going out to eat. They said hello to me.
Well, I thought you were going to say because they were making a special kind of barbecue.
No.
Like,
no, you're horrible, PB. Why would you say that?
I know.
I just went over and said hello, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, coincidentally they were going out to eat too, the whole family. And my friend, he was gesturing me to quickly come over like something was wrong. So, you know, I get done talking to them maybe all about 45 seconds or so. I go over, I was like, what's the problem, man? He's like, Terrence, man, like, what if they, like, blow you up or something? I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, he was just real racist about it. And, like, I don't know how long he kept that up because it was, like, every once in a while he would see them and he would look kind of afraid, like he didn't want to get too close. And I'm just like, come on, man.
Oh, well, I mean, you definitely have to stay out of individual bomber range.
I think that's the worst thing that came out of that 9/11 situation, how people automatically, like, pointed a finger at Muslims and, like, the shit that they, like, Muslims was going through at that time or shit that had nothing to do with that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was
his
fucked
neighbors. They were so nice, man. Like, they were like, hey, how's your day going? I hope you have a good day. Meanwhile, my dumbass friend, like, talking about, Terrence, you're a danger.
I gotta jump off. Take care, boys. I'll talk to you all later.
You know, stay safe. Don't get pulled over by the cops.
Stay breathtaking.
See you, mate. Gotcha.
See ya.
All right, see you. Yeah, like that's a shame though.
Zod, you're the only person that can just go out of his own stream and let everyone else talk.
Yeah. Someone said, they're like, man, you have to have your own stream. I'm like, yeah, if we have a topic and everyone's addressing it, I could go in, mess around with the chat, you know, throw up some clever banners. Like, disclaimer for PB's comments. Jesus Christ.
What?
What do you mean?
Like what?
Talking about things being made. I know what you were talking about being cooked, PB.
No, I don't understand.
Yes. Pause. Stevie cannot hear General Zod.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not this again.
All right, hold on. I'm going to jump. Can you hear me now?
You didn't hear that, did you?
Very interesting. No, I didn't.
Okay. I guess you're going to have to fix it on your end, Stevie. You're going to have to jump out and pop back in.
Do you really?
Right.
Can you hear me?
No, he doesn't hear anything that you fucking say. So he's going to leave, and then he's going to come back, and then he's going to give us his thoughts on The Stand.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
Whatever the hell that means.
we're gonna switch gears for a second. Who here has seen it too, or has an interest to see it too?
I saw it.
Interested.
Okay. Apparently, Alexander Skarsgård and Whoopi Goldberg are going to be collaborating on The Stand, which is my favorite, one of my all-time favorite Stephen King stories.
Did you say Alexander Skarsgård, like as in the dude that played Tarzan and the guy that played?
No, the guy who played it.
No, you mean Bill Skarsgård. Alexander
No.
Skarsgård is one of his
brother.
many brothers.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God. So he has the fucking description wrong for the video we're doing right now. This live stream description is wrong. It says hashtag Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, well then
Yeah,
I had it wrong because I.
Yeah, that's why I was like, the Tarzan, the guy that played Eric Northman in True Blood, like.
Oh, I thought that was Jason Momoa. What the fuck?
No, that I knew was a Jason Momoa.
Yeah, so I understand that mistake, Zod, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of those Skarsgård brothers. So, yep.
Oh, really?
Yes, a whole lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and Billy Baldwin is the host of Match Game.
Or used to be. Oh wait.
Yeah, there's also they have a
current
sister
Match
as well.
Game is hosted by Alec Baldwin. That's the joke.
No, see,
because there's a bunch of Baldwin brothers.
He just had a Comedy Central roast.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and I'm so pissed because I didn't get an audience seat in it.
Wait, what'd you say, Zod? Is what? Because I know for sure that Bill Skarsgård is the one that plays Pennywise.
Is it? So then it's Alexander Skarsgård because that's on the thing right here, and then I pulled up the article. See?
No, you're correct.
And Alexander Skarsgård will face.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's why I started naming the stuff that he's in because I was like, I like that dude. Yeah.
The Stephen King, The Stand. Because when you said The Stand, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you just knew that was Stephen King's story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite stories. It's the most well-written and crafted.
Well, at least of his books that have been translated into Kandorian.
Yes.
How long?
Wait. Hold on. What do you mean by translated into Kandorian?
He doesn't speak real good English, but he does real good Kandorian.
Yes. That is the language of Krypton.
Yeah, that's a city on Krypton.
That is
you were making a joke. You were making a joke. Okay, whatever.
It is not a joke where I hail from, Mr. Proper Jeremy.
Nice try.
It's very much not a joke considering that Brainiac bottled up your planet. But yeah, continue.
How long
is
before
why one day I will destroy your planet.
Oh my God! Stop
How
it.
long before they reboot? Like they do a redo of was it Misery?
You know that's coming.
And they're gonna twist it. They're gonna make it some woke shit. They can easily make some woke shit with that. Easily.
Don't make
They're
it.
gonna put
The
Larson
woman
in that
is
shit.
insane. The woman isn't. Oh my God! If they put Brie Larson in it, that would actually.
Oh God! Okay, all right. We're not
And
going
Ryan
on any
Johnson.
dark shit, people. We are talking about The Stand because I don't even want to think I was having, a somewhat kind of good day. This is always a rough day for me, but I don't want to think about Brie Larson right now. The Stand is coming, but here's the thing that scares me. It's going to be on CBS All Access.
No.
And if anyone has watched anything on CBS All Access, like the abysmal STD,
Strange Angels is cool. It's very pretty much talks about like Aleister Crowley and all that.
Stevie J is backstage.
Oh, okay. Let me get the Paul Hogan is here. Yes.
How you going?
We're talking about the Stand, and Stevie, have you seen the original Stand with Gary Sinise and the dude from Coach?
Wait, I don't see any Stevie. I just see Paul Hogan, a white circle.
I will be saying no. Well, actually, no. I have seen it, but it was like so long ago. I don't really remember it. That's what I'll say.
All right. So the original Stan was great. It was very well casted. It was a long.
No, it was not. No. It was not casted. They weren't fishing. It was just cast.
Whatever. Semantics.
823 pages. Oh my god! I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, that's why.
The uncut
that is the
edition.
abridged
Oh
version.
my god!
I mean, that's the abridged version. The extended cut is longer than that.
No.
It's like going into thousands. I mean, that was the version that was actually shaved down by Stephen King.
I don't even like reading books that are like 50 pages, man.
Dude, if I can't read through Harry Potter in the Order of the Phoenix, we're 100 pages in, they're at Ron's house eating porridge, and I'm like, this is slow as fuck. How do you think I'll be able to handle a Stephen King novel? Probably not.
Yeah. I don't even like reading audiobooks.
You don't read audiobooks, you moron.
I think that's a joke, Robert.
I hope so.
I don't think he was serious about
I
reading
agree,
an
though,
audiobook.
Proper. Order of Phoenix is my least favorite Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's an
I have
abomination.
to hard disagree. Order of the Phoenix was probably one of the best Harry Potters.
Shit.
And
Oh my god.
It's shit. It's shit.
No, the
100
Kandorian
pages.
translation doesn't do it justice.
Nope, 100 pages to get to Ron's house eating porridge. I'm sorry, we should have been at the school by now.
I'm sorry, that's when there was the most emotional scene ever with the
I
death
don't
of
care.
Sirius.
We are at
I'm
Ron's
not gonna
house
lie. The
eating
whole shit with
porridge,
Sirius Black
wasting
was
time.
epic.
We are wasting time with Ron's stupid fucking family at page 100. We should have been into the plot by now.
It just felt like when you watch all the movies too, it just feels like Order of the Phoenix was like filler a little bit. I don't know.
It was bullshit. It was complete bullshit.
And let's not forget, though, in Order of the Phoenix,
slow.
it did have one great battle, and that was the battle between Dumbledore and Voldemort.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that was like-
the only reason why there are 7 books is because there's 7 years at Hogwarts. And the only good ones, like, seriously, like, 5 sucked. 3, people think it's amazing. I
like that.
Gauntlet of Fire was probably my favorite one.
I love
Gauntlet
that
of
one,
Fire.
too.
That
I
was
love
fire
that.
right there.
I thought it was
Deathly
hilarious.
Hallows Part 1 and 2.
No, the books.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But
That was
yeah,
awesome.
Deathly Hallows was great. It was something different. Like, hey, we're not in the castle anymore. Good. It's not
so
just another year.
I
You
can
didn't
watch
like the book, The Deathly Hallows Part 2?
There isn't one.
Yeah, there's only one of those, and then they made it into 2 movies. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the longest book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't take them 100 fucking pages to get to porridge.
Right.
No, Deathly Hallows was just banned. They just jumped right into shit. They were like, okay, we've set everything up, we've established stuff, and now it was just like moving. Like, I don't remember it ever
Shit
being
is
really
established by the 4th book.
No, you still had a lot of stuff they had to go through.
Oh my god.
The Harry Potter movie, though, I could watch like a million times over. It's the Chamber of Secrets. I don't know what it is about that movie, but I could watch that shit like over and over again.
Yeah, that one was
Facts. I agree. That, oof.
It's because he still looks like a child instead of a 25-year-old who's supposed to be 14.
Shout to Voldemort, man. Real villain.
Yep.
Not Darth Vader.
Yep. Voldemort. Greatest nose ever.
Oh, man.
Ever.
For That's I don't know. See, I'm conflicted
Sorry,
because I'm a
Darth
big
Vader
Harry
was
Potter
a
fan.
way better villain. He didn't even have to show his face, and he was terrifying.
Neither did Voldemort. You say his name, people are shitting their
Yeah, they
pants.
didn't even want to
No,
say
they
his
don't
name.
they don't want you to say the name. Like, you can say
No,
the
they're
Yeah.
like,
name, they just don't
Well,
want
who
you
to be
to.
should
fair,
not be named?
it was referenced as they said that he who shall not be named. They were so terrified. No one ever said that about Darth Vader. I
Yeah,
gotta
they
confirm
said,
that.
"Oh, Vader. Ooh, that guy with the trash can lid on his head. That dude."
Hey, but Darth Vader was pretty brutal though. He just show up and choke people to death. Like, man, sit your ass down while I'm talking. I'm Darth Vader, so he had his savageness
Somebody
too.
should have brought up. Somebody should have brought up his girl. Be like, "Yo, how your girl doing?"
Like, did you like choke
Yeah.
her like while she was pregnant? Like, hey, that would have been
Right.
funny as fuck.
All right. Oh my goodness, we got off topic here, people. But
wait. Hold on. I have a question. Yo.
We
Right?
did
If a
not get
force,
off topic. We're talking about Star Wars.
yes, we did.
Now
God.
we're talking about Star Wars now.
if Luke and Leia were like force sensitive as babies, right? Like in the womb, why didn't they just force push themselves out?
Because like they knew okay, they like, this is the mom. We can't snap her up. I mean, she gonna die anyway, so we might as well just let her go.
Have her go out peacefully.
Exactly. Like, she's already been through enough dealing with
Okay, this
Anakin's
is what
whiny
I
ass.
will
So
say
yeah,
about the prequels. I call bullshit on one thing that I never liked, which was the fact that I did not like the whole she died from a broken heart. Come on,
yeah.
George.
No, she
George.
died from a bad script. That's why she died.
A broken heart. Come on, like, come on, man. You wait.
Anakin,
We
you're
waited
breaking my
years to
heart.
get
I'm
the
like, man, get out of here.
explanation, and
Why
she's
not?
like, "You broke
I
my
agree.
heart," and I'm like,
Why not
"Oh,
just-
come on, man."
Why not just stick with the fact that Anakin just broke her fucking windpipe when he was choking her?
Right,
What
I know
are
they still.
What-
When he force
It
chokes
just-
What are
her,
those?
when they go to
What are those?
the plane afterwards, right? When Obi-Wan got done with his battle and they're all flying away, right? She dies during childbirth. Even though she got force choked, she was still technically alive. So the force choke didn't kill her. So what the fuck killed her?
What was that Han Solo got put into? What was that thing called?
Carbonite.
Yeah, the carbonite.
What if it's gonna sound fucked up. What if when George Lucas passes, that's his casket? Like, it's just like,
Do
that'd be lit.
you wanna
That'd be
know
lit.
what killed her? I can tell you what killed her.
What?
I'm pretty sure in Star Wars we're told that the Force sustains life, correct? Yes,
Yep.
that's
Yeah, it
said
does.
out loud.
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
so both beings that are inside Padme have the Force, and when they leave her body, that's a huge drain of the Force on her body. Pulled all the
That's
midichlorians right out of her.
that's pretty good, PB. Except I think the script killed her. Like, when she just couldn't handle it, man. That's why she
No,
died.
the script just couldn't save her. Palpatine told us himself.
Yeah, Palpatine was like, man, like, you might want to get out of here, Padme. This movie is trash. So you go ahead
He's
and
like,
die.
in
We'll
your
take care of
anger,
Luke.
you wrote terrible dialogue.
And
Your
don't get me
anger.
wrong,
You
out
wrote
of
a
the
bad
three
script.
movies, I love Revenge of the Sith. I like the battles and things, but there was still some pretty spotty writing. But with that being said, nothing is worse than the writing in TLJ. That was just
That's debatable.
the
not.
presence. It's
Really
not
is
even debatable, Perv. It's not. There's no debate.
It is. It is debatable.
Oh,
It is.
that's true. It is debatable. We're gonna
So
listen to it
now
on
George
Saturday.
Lucas is the greatest director of all fucking time. Well, since when has he become Steven Spielberg?
He worked on Indiana Jones
Who cares?
with Steven
Indiana
Spielberg.
who?
What do you
Indiana
mean?
Indiana Jones is trash.
He worked hand in
he
hand
did.
with
He
the
did
man.
work on Steven
wait,
Spielberg,
wait,
but that's
wait,
Steven
wait a
Spielberg's
minute.
movie. Continue.
Wait a minute. What did you just say about
Indiana Jones is trash?
Yes.
You said it
Oh
was
my!
trash.
Oh my
Get
god!
the
Get
fuck
the
out of here.
fuck
I'm totally
Fuck
just.
out.
I think he's talking about the most recent one. That one was trash, right,
He's
Perp?
gotta
That's the one
be.
you're
He's gotta
talking
be talking about
Man, you
4.
could take all 5 of those movies. And throw
5.
them into
Five.
the
Excuse you.
Mississippi
There
River.
are 4 right now. You don't even know how many
Whatever.
fucking movies there are. Dude, get
There's
the
about to
fuck
be
out of
5.
here.
There's about to be 5.
Yeah, fuck
true.
you. You don't know what you're
They're all
talking about
trash.
right now. Get out.
Hey, they've been trying to do a 5th movie for a while, so that's probably coming.
You know what's funny
Boys
is
in the Hood
that
is better than all
Paramount
the
said, like there was an article that I remember in either the Indiana Jones, the making of the movies, or it was the Empire of Dreams or something. One of them said Lucas, like Paramount has a deal like Raiders plus 4 sequels for a long time ago. So it works for me, so it's just whatever.
I'm
but
just saying, like,
Silence, Junior.
that was one of my favorites. That movie was great.
I mean, like, yeah, that's the point, Perf. Sean Connery? Are you saying, hold up, are you saying Sean Connery's amazing? And I'm putting it out there, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Sean Connery's amazing acting.
Hey.
Alongside Harrison Ford in his prime.
You
That's what you're telling me. No. That's what you're
what I
telling
think
me.
about Sean
That
Connery.
means you take James Bond and Han Solo and you have them fight Nazis.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know what I
Temple
feel
Doom.
about how I feel about Sean Connery.
Shut the fuck up!
He's
Apparently,
trash.
my wife doesn't like it when I say or use the Sean Connery voice. I'm being domestically violenced.
Yeah, but she sounded mad.
Nah, but those movies are boring.
No,
Continue.
see, she heard what Perk was saying, and that's what she was talking about.
Why is it
boring.
boring? Why is it
It's
boring?
boring. This shit's trash. I don't
Wait.
I don't wake up and be like, oh, I want to watch some Indiana Jones. No, that shit trash.
Oh my god, I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
Hold
I cannot
on.
believe.
you.
Is The Last
Boys in the Hood
Jedi
is a
not
better
boring?
movie. Boys in the Hood is a better movie.
No, Boys in the
You
Hood is a
can't
good
compare
movie, but
Boys in
that's
the
two
Hood.
different
Boys in the
fucking
Hood is not an
genres.
adventure movie.
No, he.
Ice Cube and them didn't go on an adventure.
That's like
yeah, they
Y'all
went on
what
that
do you
hood
like
adventure.
better?
Yep.
Do you like fried chicken or do you like ice cream better? You can't really compare those two because they're not the same. You would have to say, well, do you like vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream because they're both ice cream. You can't say, do you like a horror movie better than you like a dramatic movie? They're not the same thing.
And Perk, I'm just
All right,
gonna
National
answer.
Treasure was
No,
better than
you-
that bullshit.
No,
I'm not
bullshit,
answer.
bullshit.
No way.
Whoa, hold on. Perp made a fair point. What else has George Lucas? Well, how can we put George Lucas on the same level? Let's see. We have Willow. We have Labyrinth. Okay.
That's
we
not
have
how much of
we
that
have
was
the Indiana
George's
Jones,
influence.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yep,
What the fuck are you
Beverly Hills
talking
Cop
about?
3. He
He was
worked on
in
that.
it for 2 seconds. He was in that. He was in a cameo. He didn't work on the movie. What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Go on. Try to defend that. He was in a cameo role. He didn't produce the movie.
Y'all just lucky there's no live action Johnny Quest because that shit all over some Indiana Jones. That's facts.
No, facts don't care about your feelings, and your feelings are wrong. How dare you? How dare you shit on Indiana Jones?
Say, hey, Harrison Ford, fuck out of here.
I can't fucking believe you.
This is ridiculous. I don't know what world I'm in right now.
Oh man, it was just funny when
Yeah.
you bring up these old ass movies, man. Like you shit. Well, come on, man.
Oh,
Whoa,
You
whoa,
don't
whoa,
better.
hold on.
Who needs to
So
say that?
good.
They are you saying they're boring because they're old?
No,
American
that you're
Graffiti?
now you're mixing up my words. No, I never said
No.
that.
No.
I was clarifying. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't what you meant. That was all.
I would not want to mix up your words until I need to.
What I will ask again, what is it about those movies specifically that you don't like?
Just boring.
They're just boring.
Compared to just Boys in the Hood, which is apparently not boring.
Yeah,
No.
I couldn't. I've never. I mean, I've never
Because
watched
I
that.
definitely wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I gotta watch me some Boys in the Hood.
Hell
Brother.
yeah. You see that shit
No,
on Stars Black. You know what I'm saying? Should be on Stars Black. Be like, all right, cool.
But what about? Oh, you mean
Watch-
wait, Stars Black?
Stars,
Yeah.
the channel Stars.
No,
Stars
I
and
know,
Black.
but I didn't know there was like a Stars Black though.
Yeah, that's the channel where they air a lot of black movies. Is what Purple.
I've seen a lot of movies.
Oh,
that
I didn't know
were
that. I
supposed
wasn't
to be on
aware.
there.
Huh. It's been a
I
very
saw
long
The affirmative action stars.
I see Baby Kids on fucking HBO fucking Family. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I seriously like what is there's nothing boring about Indiana Jones. Like you couldn't be more
The most
wrong
boring
about that.
part is when they're sitting there talking to each other, and then it's Sean Connery sitting there talking to Harrison Ford.
Yeah, he just doesn't like those actors. Apparently, they're not good enough.
I guess.
I mean, I like Harrison Ford, cool. You know, I fuck with Han Solo. That's it.
Yeah, but you probably like Solo more than the original Star Wars.
No, I don't. I didn't think it was that.
You
I didn't think it
surprised
was
me.
that bad. It's definitely like unnecessary, but it's whatever.
You know what? Movies are unnecessary in general. So I don't know, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But we'll just have to agree to disagree with you on your incorrect opinions on the amazing Indiana Jones trilogy.
Oh my god! You know what?
There's something
that
about
was so baffling
just kind
that
of
literally Stevie, he might have crashed into something. We don't know because he went dead silent. I can't even hear blinkers.
I mean,
think
that's not the first time that I've heard that opinion of Purple. Like I've heard it a few times before, but it's like really rare because like usually humans say, "I love Indiana Jones." Like I've seen all of them, and
it's
they're
something
cool. They're just
about,
not
like,
some of my favorite films.
It's something about a white man with a whip that just kind of triggers me. I'm like, I don't like that.
I haven't heard that approach, but me being black, I understand what you're saying.
I reckon it's just a bunch of frog shit. They're awesome movies. How can you not say they're awesome? They're fucking awesome.
I feel like that about like Terminator. Like Terminator 2 is cool, but like overall, it's just like, whatever.
No, that's reasonable. You know, the whole franchise in general. Like, how many times can James Cameron say, "Oh, this is the real sequel to T2. This is the real sequel to T"? Bullshit. Fuck you, James Cameron. Fuck your stupid Avatar movies. I hope they bomb.
I'm looking forward to the Avatars more than I am like this new Terminator film. I'll tell you that much.
No,
fuck Avatar. Okay, that was fucking dances with wolves in space. It was fucking garbage.
Okay, but like,
that whole
okay, like
the
concept itself, like, is not necessarily original, but like the visuals of the movie, they look amazing.
Yes,
like
yes.
that's reason enough.
If you watch that today, the visuals look like shit compared to what's out.
Okay, but you can't, Zod, you can't do that, man. Like, you got to judge it for when it came out, and when at the time when it came out.
I went to see it in the theater and I thought it was trash then.
Yeah, but you got to give it you got to give it at least some props, man. Be fair.
No.
Let me address something in the chat. Tommy said Juice is better than Boys in the Hood. I agree. Tupac is the man.
Facts.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Better actor than fucking what's his face? What's his name?
Who?
What's his name? Harrison Ford.
You son of a bitch.
There's no debating that. Tupac is better than a lot of actors today.
Was a rapper.
Curtis.
No, but
playing himself, Perp. That wasn't acting. That was just after he got done. He was slinging rocks after that.
Did you
There wasn't acting involved.
Did you know? I'm putting this in quotes. The great George Lucas wanted Tupac to be in a Star Wars movie.
That's true.
Oh, really?
He was gonna be Mace.
Yes, that's true. Like, cause like Tupac, like when he started his acting career, it was like, from what I saw, like what I analyzed him, like I can see him getting better. I mean, it didn't go that way, but he had a lot of potential as an actor.
You know what? I think you have a point there.
Gridlock.
It did really.
Did he
It
want
kind of
them?
held him
Did he
back
want
when he
him to
died.
be? Did he want him to be Mace Windu or something?
Hey man.
Like, or do they want him?
I
Would he have created a character based around
Nah,
him?
I think he wanted him to be Mace Windu.
That's a good question, Proper. Like I forgot all of what George said, but like it seemed like he was on to something.
And I think that might have been a game-changing role for him. Like, imagine him, Tupac Shakur, going from a rapper to he would still do his rapping, but
right.
being
And
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
then I would never be able to think the line in my head, these bounty hunter motherfuckers.
I mean, he wouldn't say, but I mean,
No, he wouldn't say it, but I can at least think it because it's still Nick Fury.
wow. I mean, like it's like with Ice Cube, like when they casted him for Boys in the Hood, a lot of people are like, oh, he's a rapper and this and that, but he's really good in that movie. Like Ice Cube can play some stuff.
Yeah, people sleep on Ice Cube.
And then he also has some really good comedic timing as well. It's like one of those things where
Jesus Christ.
a lot of humans like they kind of overlook him because he is a rapper. But I'm like, have you seen like him in different roles?
Well,
like, yeah,
I think if he did end up playing Mace Windu, it could have been a really interesting conclusion to Revenge of the Sith, where he's just having a rap battle with Palpatine.
yo, like you know what though, like at that point. Like, okay, but I mean, things in general would have been different though if Tupac was still around. I mean, he was killing it in the rap game. So, like, I mean, so many things would have been different. But in terms of that scene, I mean, I guess we'd have been like, damn, that was messed up.
Drake would be a footnote.
Oh shit, man! Like these rappers today, most of them, that is, they wouldn't be shit if like we still had Tupac and Biggie around. Like they'd be nothing.
I mean, most of them still aren't nothing.
Right, exactly. But at the same time, though, they have their level of popularity because their competition is not all that good. I mean, you got a couple of contenders, but most of them, they're fucking trash. But a lot of humans think they're good because they can bob their head to a beat. But I'm like, when you listen to the lyrics, they fucking suck.
Yep, facts. Like Drake, everybody all on Drake.
Well, I mean, but in Drake's defense, though, like, in my opinion, Drake does have like maybe I give him like 3 songs that I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Like, but other than that, though, I think that I give him like maybe 3 that like I heard. Like I've heard 3, like I would say about 3 of his songs where I was like, okay, like this is pretty cool. But in general, I'm not a fan of his. Like with most of these rappers today, like I maybe got 1 or 2 or 3 songs from them that I like, and then the rest I just don't care.
Now, take that and listen to a Tupac or a Biggie album. I don't press fast forward on any of them.
That's facts. Obviously.
How many CDs today can you pick up and actually play the whole thing through? There's very few.
In fact,
no,
like
it's not obviously. It's obvious, Zod.
Well, I mean, it's the thing is like. Even Ice Cube's most recent soundtrack, like his record, like that's better than most of the stuff I hear today. I'm pretty sure you've heard it, Perp.
I mean, if we're going to talk about like, what I'm saying, people's discographies, I think Kendrick definitely has the best, most consistent.
But even Kendrick, I skip some of his songs.
But you look at some artists like that have like 10 albums, how many of them are actually like really good? Like, that's why I bring up like Eminem sometimes. I'm like, he has probably 2 or 3 good albums that came out earlier in his career and just been going down the toilet. ever since.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but his
but
earlier albums,
Eminem
I can
though,
still listen to all of them.
yeah, but Eminem stuff is interesting in the sense that like he'll be gone for a minute and he'll come back and he'll just have like two really fire songs and shit. You're like, damn, Eminem's like, so he still has enough talent to where he can come back and do something, and then he'll just step out. Like he's one of those kinds of rappers. Like
Yeah,
I
and
find that to be
that's why
impressive.
I don't really respect him like that because he don't really fuck with the culture like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I
He's
mean, but
not
Eminem, yeah, because Eminem, he's already done so much. Like, same thing with Cube. Like his recent album, which I think is fire. Like, I'm like, damn, Cube, you still got it. And then with certain Eminem songs, I'm like, you still got it, M. Like, if that's what they want to do, but
like
they already had their time though.
Eminem. He is the
He's gay.
worst. He's the worst.
Oh,
Like
he is gay. That's fine.
you know what I'm saying? He's the worst person to run like Shady Records because Shady Records got some spitters on there, but he doesn't promote none of them. Like
Right.
he doesn't put none
Right.
of them on. Like he doesn't put West Side Gun or like Conway on none of his projects. And like he had like they had John Connor at one time, and like he didn't do nothing with him.
I thought he was a fictional character.
Me
It's like
too.
a back
Like,
rapper.
did they get
Well,
him from
I mean,
the past
but-
or did they get him from the future?
Which
Just-
John Connor are we talking
Wow.
about?
but no, Perp, I see what you're saying though, but like not just with music, but with a lot of things in general that have to do with entertainment, they don't often just pick the best. Like they tend to pick what people like, and a lot of times what humans like is not that good. So
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but
Let's
that's always
not
that's
even.
always the thing though. Like it
Yeah.
happened in the
Mhm.
'90s. Like when rappers was coming out in the '90s, people weren't fucking with Tupac and Biggie when they first came out. Like you were telling me the dudes that came before them
Yeah,
were fucking
I mean,
with them.
only
They weren't.
Eminem has come out of the closet.
No, but
Wow.
I think there is something to be said about '90s hip hop that it just
That it's exponentially better than what we have to deal with today.
I think everything
You know
90s
what-
is
you know
better
what-
than
you
what
know
we have
what?
today.
You know what?
I wouldn't say
Just,
that though.
no, I mean, come on, like this mumble rap shit. A lot of it.
But this is the
Yes.
thing.
I'm
this is
sorry.
why-
I'm
this is
sorry. I'm sorry. Like when I first heard that song "Broccoli," I was just like, "Oh, great! I'm so happy that they
see,
gave a record deal to the handicapped. That's
this
great.
is the, this is the problem with what people don't
But no,
understand.
it just turned out he's a regular person. I'm just like, oh, he sucks.
But this is
Like,
the issue
come
though.
on.
This is the issue though, right? When you don't listen to hip hop, which I'm assuming everybody in here doesn't listen to current hip hop, you automatically
I do
assume.
from time to time.
I know,
I
but
do, but
automatically-
it's a lot of it's garbage. I'm sorry,
But
that's just
I'm saying-
not
I'm saying-
okay.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people just automatically assume like this is what all rap sounds like, but they completely ignore like the TDEs, the Top Dog Entertainment. So you got the Kendricks. You got
I would
J.
never ignore titties.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Got-
yeah, that's facts, Perp. Like, but I mean, I
And
just
they-
kind of adhered to
and
that, like saying that there are some good ones.
Yeah,
And
I'm
none of these
sorry. I
mumble
like
rappers-
Post Malone, but he's part of the problem.
Yes.
He makes music for, you know what I'm saying, his demographic. You know what I'm saying? He found
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
his
gosh.
millennial
Are you trying to tell
demographic.
me that it wasn't made for me?
No, I'm not saying that. But
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm saying like people wouldn't even know that lyricists today still are outselling these quote unquote mumble rappers.
There's
the mumble
more
rappers
people
have the
today.
radio. They might have the radio, but you know the lyricists are still making way more money than, like, you know what I'm saying. You got the Kendricks, the J. Cole's. They're still outselling, like, you know what I'm saying. They're doing like $1 million, $2 million shows. Like,
Yeah, there were people who said that there should be, a musical based on Kendrick Lamar albums. I'm like, all right, cool. Like you're going the American Idiot route. Cool. But I don't know. It just
and I feel like this
Give
is
it
the
some
goal
time.
where like they wanted hip hop because like hip hop is
Yeah.
the biggest genre in the world right now, and it's just like to
for
say
better
that,
or
like
worse. Yeah.
for people saying like hip hop's dead. Like, how can you say that when everybody's trying to sound like
Oh, that's
some
not
hip
true
hop
at
word?
all. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not true at all. Those are dumbass humans that say that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like, bro,
Hip hop that we remember, the old school hip hop is dead. The gangster.
Like you remember
rap
when we
is
used
dead.
to have instruments?
That's not dead
still
either.
have-
Like when you say
still
dead,
have-
like it has to mean that no one is listening to it, and like people are still listening to
Right.
it. But in
And you
terms
still
of
have-
people,
No, I mean dead
And you
in,
still-
as in
and-
people who are making it. You
And
guys
Well,
don't
I mean,
have
but it's not
gangster rap
entirely
that
dead. It
gangster.
just means that there's not a lot of individuals that are like currently that are doing that kind of rap. But shoot, like every time I hear parties and shit around my house, people are playing
Peep
the
this.
old school shit.
Peep
That's what
this,
I'm
right?
saying. They're playing the
Peep
old
this.
school shit.
Think,
I've
think
seen
about
some
how
new
think
really?
school
about how
shit that sounds
think,
good.
think
I
about how
don't.
hip hop started. Think of how hip hop started. You telling me those were fire ass lyrics back in the day? With like they're they're
It
bringing
was
it
the
back. Like this.
70s. It was the 70s.
I know, but I'm saying like look at how much it's changed now. It's just like people expect that like the sound to stay the same. It's not always going to stay the same. It has to evolve and
You're
Yeah,
get
you're
get
right.
but
somewhere.
you're
I
talking
agree.
about, but it seemed like what you were saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that it's supposed to evolve, but it's also supposed to be reminisce of that hip hop hippie shit. Like,
But think about
like
it. Think about all the young kids that are rapping now that are big now.
yeah,
It's
they
just like,
suck. They
but
suck.
that's what people are saying. Like in like the people in the '80s, like rappers from the '80s were saying people in the '90s their rap sucks. Like it's a cycle that keep going. Like no, it's always it.
I'm sorry, but everything that DJ Khaled says out of his mouth is just garbage to me. Like
He's not a rapper.
no, I
No,
don't
he's
get it.
he's really not.
Oh, okay, well then I could be wrong about that.
Well,
He just
I
Yeah,
sounds
gotta,
like an
he's
idiot
not a
when
And
he
it's
rapper.
talks.
like I respect.
He's definitely
sounds
not a
like
rapper.
I know. He
I
just
understand.
sounds like an idiot when he talks. You know,
I
I
gotta go put
understand.
another shrimp on the barbie.
Like I understand
I don't know
like
what that
why
means.
people don't like this mumble rap. It's cool because it's not. It's obviously not for you. You know what I'm saying? It's for those kids that are in high school or like kids right now. You know what I'm saying? That's always how
Yeah,
it's
but
been.
that's the thing. I'm in that
It's going
demographic.
to, but
I
it's
am
going to change.
in that demographic, and I think it's like they don't even give a shit about what they are
But you got
saying
to
because
think
they're
about it.
just like, like it's monotone, it's boring.
But
You have
look,
no
look, they
passion. Like like that's what it sounds like. That you don't give a
regardless
shit
how
about what
you
you're rapping
feel,
about.
regardless how you feel about it, they still made their own way. They already made their own lane. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's what hip hop's all about is making your own sound, making your own. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And it's like,
You have your lyricists, you
Mm.
have your in between people that dabble like go both ways. You got people that you know what I'm saying that like
Mhm.
See you guys.
they have melodic music and stuff, and that's just the sound right now because right now it is less more about like the substance. It's more about the energy, just saying
right,
whatever.
right. Yeah, you
You know
got
what
to
I'm saying?
deliver
What
Now
that
were you
energy.
saying, Stevie?
Yeah, and that's my criticism of it. Because it doesn't sound like when they are talking, when they are
Mhm.
saying what they say, it seems like because they're just like blah, 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 I'm like, well, like come on, like actually, put some oomph to it, like actually pretend like you give a shit about what you're saying, because
And I
if you
and I
don't,
agree with that because there is
yeah.
some artists that don't care. You could it
Right,
shows,
right.
Yeah,
but
all they
there's
Yeah.
care
some
about
people.
is just they just want to live the lifestyle. They don't care about the
Yep.
music as much, and
That's right.
that's when I can see that. I can hear that in the tone of their voice. That broccoli fucker, yeah, fuck him. He sucks.
Well, Lil Yachty, I like Lil Yachty. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, I
he's
don't.
not
Yeah,
he's not your typical like he's not out here promoting lean and stuff. He says he's straight edge. I don't know, but he's just a
yeah,
dude. Like he's like I like pizza, and I just want to have fun. He's 20 something years old. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, I mean,
Not much.
if you can
Uh,
make something work, that's a good thing. I mean,
Yeah.
oh
that's a
yeah.
form of success.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I'm sorry, Stevie. Like was trying to say something.
Oh,
Like
yep. See
Yeah,
you later,
you
Stevie. I
sons of
think
a
he dropped
bitches.
out.
Stevie was trying to say he had to go. So, everyone, if you like Stevie J reviews, make sure you go over to his channel, hop over there, check out his awesome reviews. And he's got a debate with a person who likes TLJ, and he subjected himself to watching that movie again. And I believe The
Yeah.
Force Awakens, right, PB?
Apparently, the Australian oppression is real.
So make sure you guys go check that out. Yeah, we got completely off topic. As much as I love rap and all that,
What do you mean we got off topic? We were talking about Star Wars.
You son of a bitch. Not everything's about Star Wars. God.
No, we definitely talk about the Avengers from time to time.
Oh my goodness. This is why
That's over. The MCU's done. Remember?
Okay, we're not opening this can of worms.
Yeah, and Papa Jeremy told me that Star Wars ended at episode 6. I don't have to watch anything after it.
Yes, Return of the Jedi was that's the end. It was a great trilogy. I'm sorry that George Lucas didn't get to make his prequels or his sequels. Like, that's so unfortunate. We wish that he was able to do it.
So, anyways, getting back to the fact that The Stand was announced, it's on CBS, and Whoopi Goldberg is in it, which she's fucking crazy, and I can't stand her politics. And then we do have Alexander Skarsgård, which I do like him. Terrence mentioned he was in Tarzan, and he was also in True Blood, which was one of my favorite HBO shows.
Yep, Eric Northman.
Yeah, he's a pretty decent actor.
Wait, you just said True Blood's one of your favorite shows?
Man, True Blood was my shit when that was on.
Never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
Wait, is that vampire shit?
Yeah, that's the vampire show where they move like Dragon Ball Z characters and they be ripping each other's hearts out and shit, and a lot of sex and drugs. And
Nookie turned into a fairy, and I just said, "Fuck this show."
All right. We try to forget that. All right, I tried to see the stuff that was in between that.
I just like the brutalness of the show and the characters and shit.
Yeah. I don't know about the fairy stuff. I agree with you, Kirk, that it got kind of out of control there. But when they revealed, all right, just getting off into a tangent because it does have to do with the actor. When they revealed that she was a fairy, I said, get the fuck out of here.
Man, like when they revealed that she was a fairy, I was like, no wonder all them vampires wanted to bend her over. Like, I knew there had to be an explanation for that. I'm like, because even in the beginning, like without reading the books though, like I knew there was something like magical about her. I'm like, she's not like regular. There's something, because like I said, Bill Compton, the way he was looking at her, man, it was something about her. He smelled something different. Obviously.
But yeah, so I'm excited for it, but it's gonna be on CBS All Access, and they're a hit or miss with their stuff. I don't like their streaming platform. I have Amazon, and that's an option. So I did like the free trial stuff, and I watched their shows, and it's garbage. So
Strange Angels is cool.
Yeah, but I mean, one out of how many shows?
Twilight Zone is trash. Don't watch it.
Yeah, most of CBS is All Access.
The new one.
Shit.
Oh, Jordan Peele one. Oh, yes.
Man, what they did to my favorite story, like my favorite story in the Twilight Zone was the one with William Shatner and the plane. Like, I love that. That's my favorite story. And his interpretation of that story was garbage. I was like straight up throwing stuff at the TV, and I turned it off. I was like,
what was the one with where they had like pig faces and it was like something about beauty, like in the Eye of the Beholder or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was called The Eye of the Beholder was the name of the episode or something like that.
Yeah, I think that one was my favorite.
Yeah. That was all right. I mean, see, when they announced Jordan Peele was going to do the Twilight Zone, I'm a huge fan of Us, and I thought Get Out was trash, but I liked Us.
Oh, I like Us. Yeah, but it had a lot of good stuff in it, though.
No, I thought Get Out was trash at the ending. I was in it in the beginning.
That was a great ending.
Well, no,
man, the movie is fire. Like, I feel like I can literally.
That movie was garbage. You're telling me that a person, and I'm saying this to you guys, that a black man could kill a bunch of white people in a white ass neighborhood, and the cops aren't going to shoot him at the end of the movie.
That's
okay, but you're forgetting that like So you missed the point of the movies. Like you can't
It
put
was a
logic in
racial. It was social and racial commentary. I got that part, and it was social satire.
Did you not see that those like clones, if you will, that they fucking murked everybody and they formed a circle around the world? Like what cops are around?
But that was different because that was social commentary on.
I can explain this. The original ending was that the guy goes to jail.
Yeah, I know. I saw the
original
I got the DVD and I saw it again because when I saw it in the theater, I go, this feels like the fucking ending is missing. They should have gone with the one where he got arrested. Because they should have gone with that because it would have been realistic when most of it, besides
it's a movie where
it's a movie. It's not supposed to.
Come on, dude.
Come on, Zod. Like
it was social commentary that was trying to explain people fighting inner racism.
Zod,
but what would have been a better ending than the good guy doesn't win because that's what would really happen. Even though
I don't know about the good guys winning, but you know, it was a. Did you not see the pan out? Like I'm like that ain't gonna end well for nobody. I don't care,
dude. I'm TS motherfucking A.
No, I mean I like. One is my favorite character.
That's what won it. Like, I fundamentally disagree because I fucking love that line and that it was a great ending and Rod of TSA.
It's overrated. That movie is so overrated.
Overrated? How? There wasn't that. Okay, but look. You cannot put us in the overrated category. You can't do it because there was only
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Get Out. Get Out was overrated and overhyped.
No, you can't even do that with that one, like because a fair number of humans watched it. But a fair number of humans watched it, but it's not like it made $1 billion. Like you can't put it in the overrated category. You just can't do it with that one.
Look at the accolades and stuff that Get Out.
You should go check on Shudder, right? There's this documentary called Horror Noir, talking about like the history of Black horror. And Jordan Peele explains what he was going for in that whole entire movie. And like, if you watch that whole documentary, it just, you know what I'm saying?
Zod, you need to watch that. Or I'll tell you what, Zod, you and me can watch Us together. And literally each scene, I will break it down 2 hours a piece for you.
Because he compared.
I liked Us. You're misunderstanding me, Terrence. I like Us. I don't like Get Out. I think Us was far superior to Get Out by a mile.
I haven't seen Us, but I think
Us's ending was way better. I like the social commentary behind what he was saying about the representation of the others. I thought that it was more poignant than Get Out. I saw Get Out as like a beta for him. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, like to me, I thought both films were great for different reasons because each one is uniquely different, and they both have a ton of different messages in it that you can literally break down. So, like, I get you, Zod, but I'm just saying, like, for each one of those films, is my point is that I can literally really go deep in terms of explaining why Jordan Peele decided to do whatever in each scene. And then also, like, because I am Black and stuff, like, there's certain things that is relevant to our people and culture that someone outside of that, they may not pick it up the same way. Like, there's only so much you're going to get. So
yeah, like what I loved
facts.
What I loved about Get Out was I thought it was a great horror movie, and it was also funny. It also was very funny.
But see, with Get Out, I got what he was going for with Get Out. I got the social satire behind it. I got how he was talking about the inner racism that people hide and how they tell you, oh yeah, what's up and all this stuff, the way the family acted to try to get in. I got all of that stuff, and I was with it to a point. But then when you get to the ending, I felt like the ending was kind of just
But
like
he did
took
that
the
ending
focus.
because he was trying to change the tropes of how certain horror movies would end, especially for black
Right,
people.
We don't
especially
need
for
to
black
change
people.
tropes. Not everything has to be like The Last Jedi.
And
Right,
subvert your
right.
expectations.
Yeah, it's like, because yeah, if like Perp was saying, I mean, usually in those circumstances, like we just get killed off and stuff like that, and you got the white characters dragging
We
our
never
people into
got that
dangerous
ending.
situations. They always want to go in the house and mess with the book that has like all the warning signs on it. Like, I'm like, come on, like,
Okay, I want to highlight something Kermit said because I think it's funny.
Is it about Star Wars?
He says, "So can black people not pick up stuff in white film?"
No.
like what? Wait, what do you mean?
Because Terrence made a comment that sometimes white people can't pick up stuff in black film. So is that the same for is there certain things that black people couldn't pick up in white films?
No.
Yes, if
No,
black
that's
people
not-
are in a white
Is it-
film, they can't pick up anything. They're supposed to put their hands up.
Right, like, see,
That's terrible.
yeah, but I mean, but I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying. Like, there's just certain things that that me and mine have to deal with that white people don't. I mean, like, come on, like, I don't have to break this down, Zod. You're smart enough to understand it.
Hey, I grew up in New York too. I had the same. I was in the same shitty environments and neighborhoods, and I had black friends, and I saw
But
the
the-
discrimination that
Yeah,
they went through.
But why?
I
Why do
seen
you?
them get.
Why do
I
you
get them
think-
get. I seen them get stopped by cops for no apparent reason and get singled out. I know all about that shit.
yeah,
I also lost a good friend in a drive-by, so I can't understand the other side of it. I
Well,
had
I
one
mean,
of my
you
best
you
friends die for a pair of shoes. He got stabbed in the club. So yeah,
Zod,
I
like
can
you
see
definitely right, but
empathize.
Zod, like you definitely will understand more than certain white people, but at the same time, like you can never know what it feels like to be black. Like you can never know that, no matter how much you've been exposed to or how many black friends you have.
And put it this way,
yeah,
right?
it's just-
Why
yeah.
do you think that there's a lot of black people that do not like sci-fi or any type of fantasy?
I don't know, because they're bad at driving spaceships?
No, it's because usually it's no, it's
That's
because
part of quote unquote white culture, like white pop culture. That's you know what I'm saying.
Like,
Exactly,
I'm
'cause
sorry,
usually
Han
you-
Solo can drive the Millennium Falcon all by himself. Lando needed a robot to help him.
well, I mean, but no, it's just that like
Oh,
with our people, usually like you don't have like those main black characters, or we're always getting killed or something like that. So like more often than not, a lot of our people, they just don't really connect with that kind of stuff.
It's slowly changing now, but like you know what I'm saying,
Right.
it's just like most black people not fucking with Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like some people don't fuck with us, which I like us because a lot of shit in that movie goes over people's heads.
Right, like
no, I get what you're saying, Perp. I caught a lot of things. I saw it twice, and PB actually was there in my live chat when I was doing a breakdown for us, and I thought that was a great movie. I thought that there were a lot of things, like there were some people who came out and were like, man, that movie sucked. And I'm like, did you really watch it? Like some of the stuff you could pick up what was going to happen, but did you like really pick up the nuances of some of the things that were being said? And like, especially like, I don't want to spoil it. It's been out for a while, but that ending, man, that ending still blows my mind because I think that's the strongest social commentary about who the monsters really are, and about duality and, which side was wrong or right, really. Especially when you just that ending, man, when you get to the ending and you find out the big twist. Like to me, that was a great twist. That was probably one of the best twists I've seen in recent, I guess you'd call it horror. Because I mean, it was startling, but it was really scary.
It was like a horror thriller.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
more
I
of a
think
thriller than just with horror
I
elements.
I'll be perfectly honest. I tried to watch it, but I guess I have to try it again because I, watched it online. So maybe not with a
It's
camera in a movie theater would be a little better.
yeah,
But
cause
I
cause
will say though about uh, um, I guess something that clicked with me earlier is that you know does it ever feel like it just there's like this internalized thing because I've had someone a friend of mine talk to me about this that he said as a black person he never felt that sometimes didn't feel like America was his country. I mean, like he never felt like that it
I mean
wasn't made for him based on like the culture that was around for the last for the
I mean
for
a lot of
several
black people feel
decades.
like that. A lot of black
Yeah,
people feel
Yeah.
like
that's
that.
true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what is it like? But what perpetuates that?
Well, I
It's just that,
mean,
like, you know what I'm
Out
saying?
of
Like, I
curiosity.
like to speak of this because, I grew up in the suburbs, I grew around, like, white people, like, my whole fucking life. And it's like, it's so weird seeing white people stare at you like they've never seen a black person before. Like, it's
right.
2019. Like, that shit is weird. Or they'll do some slick shit and just, I could see it from a mile away. Or they'll try to fake be nice to you and stuff. And, like, I hate that shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's just a mixture of different things.
yeah.
It's
It's
just a
like,
mixture of
and
different
then I've been in those
Now,
situations
people being
where,
fake nice might just be because people suck.
yeah, I've
No,
been
there are
in those
plenty of people out
situations
there
like
that do
that.
that whole stupid fake nice thing because they go, oh, well, I need everybody to like me or whatever instead of just, being myself, and you either get along with me and we can talk or you're going to walk away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
but
even
you
the
can't tell the
situations where,
difference sometimes.
well, I mean, even the situations where I'd go into a store and like they just would be staring at me like they're expecting me to steal something. I'm like, why are you staring at me like that? No, it's just like shit like that. There's a whole lot of different things, like the stuff that Perp said, what I just said. I mean, there's a whole lot of it. So it's like you never really know, and it's like the way that black people raise their kids is like you gotta look out for yourself. You gotta be intelligent. You just never know where and when racism's gonna come, and people are already thinking stuff before they even talk to you. I mean, whole lot of negative stereotypes. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that comes with being black. Period.
yeah, but I think by skirting around these issues as people do, it in a sense perpetuates the stereotype because, like you guys stated, then you have people feeling obligated to have that facade of being fake nice, right? Going, oh, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I think that's the social commentary that's in Get Out. That's the part that I liked about it is it does reference that fake facade
Hmm.
that everyone feels the need to put on because they feel like, oh, if I say something, this person's going to blow up. And individuals are individuals. Just because you bring something up doesn't mean someone's gonna go all crazy on you. You know what I mean? Like you can
Like
talk
Yeah.
about
how,
these
like, oh,
things.
I
Why
would
do
have
I
voted
get the
for Obama
feeling
for
that
a
if
third
he,
term.
yeah, why do
Yeah.
I get the feeling if Zod read the word facade, he would say facade?
You son of a bitch.
He probably would.
Hashtag not bullying.
Hashtag
You really need to.
Kryptonian lives matter.
I mean, do they? The whole fucking planet blew up.
That is the
Damn.
point. That damn computer. I warned him. I warned him.
Yeah,
I
You
told
did.
Terrell, but he
You
didn't
did
want to
warn
listen
him,
to
but
me.
Zod, you did warn him, but you also killed a lot of your own people too, which didn't help your situation.
That's because they weren't listening.
I mean, it's hard for them to listen when you're shooting people in the head and breaking people's spines and stuff. Like, I mean,
Well,
sometimes
if
in
they
life.
listen, I wouldn't have to shoot someone or break their spine.
But I mean, you were kind of doing that before you know, got them to listen to you because, you know, that's how forceful you are. You just like, Zod, don't you think you ought to try to talk to him first? Nah, I need to pile up some bodies before I get them to listen. Like, no.
That's right.
Well, that makes a hell of a statement.
And
It
it's a
definitely did.
sci-fi movie, so
Krypton
you
blowing
know it's
up.
going to be black bodies.
Man, there wasn't even that many black Kryptonians to begin with. So like,
What are you trying to say, Terrence? You trying to say we're racist on Krypton?
no,
I'm
I'm
saying
not
you were
saying
piling
that.
up bodies early.
Well, we're just saying we're like I'm just saying that, you know, obviously the comic book culture in general, like most characters by default, like especially starting out, were white. I mean, you know that, Zod. Come on.
Didn't you guys have Black Panther?
Yes, but
Oh
that
my
was much
God.
later. Oh God,
Yeah,
Zod.
what year was Black Panther created?
Come
In the
on, Zod.
60s. The worst
Oh
fucking
boy.
time to be a black person.
Oh
One
man.
of the worst
Well,
times.
when you say 60s
Oh.
is the worst time to be a black person, do you
One
mean
of the
like
worst times.
1860s?
Oh,
That's bad too.
God.
That's why I hate
My
when people.
screen's gonna get full tonight. Tonight's the night
No,
where I'm
like
just gonna look and it
no,
says you are no longer.
think about it. Think about it. The 60s and at least the last 4 centuries is like the worst decade for black people for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's why I hate when like you hear like there's some white girls be like, "Oh, I would love to live in the '60s." I was like, I would love to go back there. I'm like, yeah, I bet you
Yeah, because
would.
you're fucking white. Like,
Exactly.
fine, man. What the hell? Like, hey, Perv, man,
Fuck that noise.
I've heard that
That-
from a fair
that's-
number of white people. Like,
I'm cool in 2020.
What they mean to say is they want to go back to that time because it was free and open, but keep the mentality that everybody has in, well, I would like to go back to like 2014 because 2019 is a little wacky.
I don't. Well, 2014 was also the beginning of the end. So
Yeah.
I mean, like when it comes to like the SJWs
Well, I
uprising.
mean, we can use another good line of demarcation. We can say 2012. You know, the end of the Clone Wars.
I want to go back to
The end of the Mayan calendar.
Hey, Zod,
Yep.
it was funny
Yes.
that you mentioned Black Panther because I remember when that movie came out, I did have other races coming to me, even white, talking about like, "Did you see it? It was so great."
Oh my God!
Yeah,
there was this.
I'm like,
there was.
Terrence is
there
like,
was
no,
this-
I couldn't see it. I was getting pelted by water from that fire hose.
I was
I
just
couldn't
like,
see shit.
Terrible.
I was just like, yeah, I saw it. I very much enjoyed. Oh man, I loved it. Best movie ever. I'm like, do you really feel like that, or are you just saying that because I'm black? Like,
Well, there was someone out here in Hollywood that I was having a meeting with, for a show, and they were saying like, "Oh my gosh, you should totally watch Black Panther. It's so great." Like this white woman saying that. I'm just like, dude, I don't like superhero movies.
right.
I don't want
Black Panther is trash.
I don't want to watch Black
No,
Panther, and I don't want to feel pressure to watch a superhero movie because first off, I don't fucking like them, and two,
Right.
I don't want to feel pressure just because it's Black Panther and it
Right.
just has a lot of meaning, to the African American community. Doesn't mean I feel obligated to watch it because
That's right.
No, not the African American community, the black community. It's
Wow,
Black
but-
Panther. It's not African American Panther.
But proper to your point. Yeah, you're right. Because I'm like, it was everybody else that wasn't black that was saying you have to watch it. Like black people, we were like, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to.
Right.
Not pandering
Just hit up
so
Fatal
much.
J. You got the
It's
bootleg.
making it worse. It's making it worse, pandering.
Yeah, just like we chilling over here.
No,
Everybody else is
pandas
And
are
I
only
want
half
to I want to
black.
say this again. Zod, you better hope Shang-Chi makes $1 billion and is
Black
Wiley and it gets an
Panther
80%.
is trash, Perp. All right. Like,
Okay. Okay, man.
Black
All right.
Panther is
All right.
cool, man. Like, nah, stop all that noise.
Panther is trash.
All right. We'll see about your
stop all that
Shang-Chi.
noise.
That shit better hit $1 billion, over $1 billion.
Shang-Chi is going to be a cultural phenomenon. What is going to put
Okay. Okay.
You know
What
what?
culture? North Korea?
on the map?
Hey, I'm not. I know a lot about that character Shang-Chi, so like he's pretty cool. I think that if they do it right, the Asian community they might turn out for that.
We'll see.
Yeah, for God's sake,
I'm
for
gonna
God's sake, you better.
I'm gonna go and ask a bunch of people. Hey, did you guys see Shang-Chi? It was so culturally relevant.
Yeah, but
Go
see,
and
here's the
support the
thing.
Asian
It's not
community.
well, it's not the same thing, because
No,
for some reason.
I see what you're saying. It's not
Hold
the same
on,
thing because
hold
it's
on.
the Asian community. They don't
No.
matter. Is that what we're saying?
Wow.
No. It's just that for some reason, they don't. A lot of people don't view that like in the same way. For some reason, people don't get people don't do that for that. People still will make fun of you'll openly will make fun of certain things in Japanese culture or or whatever, or they'll make fun of anime sometimes openly. But when it comes to black culture, people like won't do that as much because they're afraid of backlash. But they're not afraid of that for some Asian cultures for some reason. That's from my experience. I don't know.
Right.
You guys
and-
differently?
Right. No, you're right, Proper. You're absolutely
I'm
right,
deeply
man.
offended. The Asians have a beautiful culture.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
talk
They
about
do.
balance and
Oh, they
peace.
do.
They need to stop
Yeah.
eating dogs.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
I'm kidding.
There we go with
That
the
shit
hate.
ain't
kidding.
cool.
Just spreading
I'm
that
kidding.
hate and misinformation.
Oh, are you okay
Prove
with
it.
eating
Prove
dogs?
they've eaten one dog, perp. I want
But-
to see video evidence.
Did you eat dog?
Or
Did you eat
dog.
a
Okay,
dog?
but let's
Did you
be real
eat a
here.
dog, Zod?
No, I ain't never ate no damn dog. I love dogs.
Okay,
Let-
thank you.
But let's be real. It's a Marvel movie. It's going to make some kind of a money. We already know that. Come on now.
Ain't gonna make Black Panther money.
Probably
No.
not, but it's definitely going to
You know
be
what,
some level of
You know what?
success. I
I'm
would
gonna
imagine.
be on the edge of my seat, and I'm gonna be
I bet you will.
friends and every guy that I know that it beats out that whack ass Black Panther movie.
It's not.
Wow.
Where you at?
Sorry to
Killmonger,
break it
that
to
was
you.
the only interesting part for me in that whole entire movie. The only interesting part is Killmonger. That's it. You take him
That's
out.
good. That's
Hey,
good. He's the
hey.
villain. He's the villain.
Hey,
That's good.
who's more relevant to a casual viewer, Black Panther or Shang-Chi?
That's
Game.
true. I mean, people got Black Panther.
What culture are we talking about? Hold on. What culture? It
All right.
depends on what culture.
Moviegoer.
Where's
Before Black
Shang-Chi?
Panther came out, who Black Panther was?
Where's
No one
Shang-Chi's
could
cameo?
tell you who that
Listen.
That's
That's not the same thing because
Captain Marvel.
obviously nobody knew who the fuck Iron Man was before
Nope.
that came out. The average moviegoer, nobody gave a fuck about
Nope.
any of that. They didn't know who
Nope.
Captain America was. Maybe in the
No, I
40s.
recall-
They only
No,
knew the
no,
big green
general
guy.
None of us
That's
are
it.
the average moviegoer. None of us are.
I think I can speak on this because I am
You're
more of
about
the
the
average
closest.
moviegoer because I have never read a comic book in my entire life, so I feel like I can speak on this. Yeah, no one knew who the fuck anybody was except for the Incredible Hulk because there was a movie
Right.
in 2003.
Yeah, he's the big
No
green
one,
guy.
it's like,
Everybody
who are
knows
the
him.
Avengers? Oh, who are these people? Okay, there's Robert Downey Jr. Who the fuck are the rest of these motherfuckers? And we don't know who they are.
Mhm.
And oh, look, the Incredible Hulk. We remember that from 10 years ago. That's pretty cool.
They're like, wait a minute, they're all together? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, most people go see movies. How many of them have read the comic books? That's my point.
Well, no, I mean, ask PB. We've talked about PB is a big advocate for source material.
Oh,
No, he's not.
PB has stated several times how much he loves source material. Like, PB will not go and see a movie unless it is solely based on the source material.
Well, if that's the case, that makes shit. If we don't go see movies unless they're 100%
you've all been
based on a
trolled
story,
by a villain.
you shouldn't go see any of them.
You know how many debates when I bring up source material, TV goes, I don't give a shit
true
about
to the source material. My tears are falling so fast.
Yeah, most of the time it's not. Zod knows that.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be true to the source material to keep the character true. There's so many universes and so many arcs and so many different writers. In order for it to be true to the source material,
true. Like, they definitely like messed up a lot of them characters. But continue, Zod.
no, they
Can we get a
like
squirrel? Can we get a Squirrel Girl
character of
movie?
Trevor, 100% original.
Squirrel Girl is a
Can't be
trash
messed
character. I'd watch
That's
the
a
movie though.
fact. Well, it depends on who they cast to play her.
Mad
that
Squirrel.
character is fucking
I
trash.
vote Mad Squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'd go see if Mad Squirrel was in it.
Oh yeah,
she'd
absolutely.
be cursing people out left and right. It would be epic.
And I'd go see it because it's a Marvel character, but that character is trash.
Terrence, you would go see it because it's a movie.
Right, but I mean, but
Not
because it's
everyone
Marvel,
goes
I'm a
and
huge
sees
Marvel
a
fan. But
movie. Not everyone just goes and sees a movie just because.
I didn't say everyone. I said Terrence.
yeah, I will watch it at least once if it's a movie.
Well, I mean, you
told
love
you.
movies.
Yeah, I
He
do.
does.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
He is the only one. I swear. Knives Out looks like the biggest piece of shit.
He goes,
but
No.
Terrence
He's the
made
only
me
person that I've heard
legitimately-
say. Well, I was going to say, he's the only person I've heard tear down a movie and be like, this trailer looks like trash. The poster looks like trash. All of the interviews from the actors look like trash. I'm going to go see it on opening night.
Like, look at this shit, man.
Wait,
Who wrote this?
me?
I'm going to see it.
No,
Me?
that's what Terrence does.
Oh, okay.
Proper. I'll be like, man, this is a terrible director. Look at it. This actress, she is horrible. You should have picked somebody else. But I guess I'll show up on opening night.
Movie looks alright to me.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you what,
you know,
I'm not even proper. I'm not even going to go see Knives Out, but I'll tell you what, I am going to go to Terrence's channel and I'm going to see what his analysis is of The Killer, because he made the greatest breakdown video for a trailer I've ever seen. When he was talking about Knives Out, and he's giving his speculations on who he thinks the killer is, and he goes, "Look at this motherfucker in the corner. He's not saying shit, but I know he knows something."
You know what? That's part of the fun of movies. And also, I'm going to get the record straight right now. Just on this, I'm fine with whatever the fuck Rian Johnson wants to do. I support it 100%. Just stay the fuck away from Star Wars.
Yes, please.
No, like, you know,
That's it.
You know, Rian Johnson is an arrogant piece of crap.
Most
And
directors are.
Most of these,
I know.
most of these directors
know.
are, but here's the thing that where Rian Johnson messed up. He's got what, 2 movies to his credit before he did Last Jedi, right? And granted, one movie is highly debatable in Looper, and Brick was a good film. I don't care what anyone says. I love that movie. Thought it was good. Very well shot. Good plot.
Wait, you don't care what anyone says about it being a good movie, or you don't care what anyone says about your love for it?
I don't care what anyone says about my love for it or for me.
Okay. Because those are not the same thing. I've never seen it.
It was very clever. It showed shades of the potential he had as a writer director. I said had because then he made Last Jedi, and I was like, oh well, shit.
Yeah, back then you're like, man, this guy got a lot of potential.
I'd be like, all right. I'm like, George Lucas made the fucking prequels. Those aren't that.
All of them are better than Looper.
You need to stop talking about George Lucas because you forget George Lucas had a filmograph before that.
I'm just
Ryan
saying.
Johnson had 2 fucking movies.
So what problems around with that?
But George Lucas had like what, 6, and how many of those actually were good? 1.
Right.
Maybe 2.
Oh my God.
Especially when you compare him to The Last Jedi. 6.
What the fuck?
Nah,
George Lucas was directing in the 80s. George Lucas was making landmark movies. Landmark.
Say what?
He was
Landmark.
changing the landscape of filmography.
with Howard the Duck.
Exactly.
Howard the Duck was great. I love Howard the Duck. I've
Trash.
watched that multiple times. I don't give a shit. That was my favorite.
Changing the
Duck.
landscape. My ass.
American.
No,
you
no,
can't-
actually.
Okay, American Graffiti. Are you shitting me? American
No,
Graffiti.
no. You're not hitting the right points. No, we're talking about THX. We're talking about Skywalker Sound. You know, this motherfucker helped make Pixar. Pixar was under
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. I'm sorry,
Okay.
saying that he changed that he didn't help change the landscape.
Pixar
Dude,
trash.
no, you're full
We're
of shit.
talking
Get
about
outta here.
one individual man who created a studio all by himself that he sold and got a personal check for $4 billion plus some extra stock that will, accrue over time of Disney.
And what did Ryan Johnson do?
Congratulations.
What studio?
Yeah, you
what
don't
studio
you
had
don't
Ryan
get
Johnson
$4
create?
billion for creating trash.
Yeah. What did Ryan Johnson revolutionize? What?
I don't care what Ryan Johnson did.
He did.
To be
He
honest.
did revolutionarily destroy a franchise. He did do that.
No, the
He
only
would
thing
go down in
Ryan
history
Johnson
as the man who broke
revolutionized
the
are
fan base.
foxes. That's it. The only thing he revolutionized is foxes.
Hey man, 10 years from now, people are still going to talk about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and
Whether
they will
that be
only
negative or positive,
exclusively
they're still
talk
gonna
about its trash. I don't hear the vast majority of people talking about 6 movies and how they're trash. They talk about, George Lucas created one of, if not the most expansive and integral universes in all of media history.
I guess.
Important. You.
And
Okay.
Ryan Johnson pissed on it.
Yeah, George Lucas is cool. He kind of broke my heart a little bit with the prequels, but he's still cool though.
Yeah, like the
we're
prequels
talking
were
about
he's cool, but
ideas.
overrated.
I think Herp gets hung up on the script writing instead of the directing in the movie. Show me all of the directing in episode 1, 2, and 3 that is bad.
The acting. That was mostly his directing, his influence, and the amount of people who just said yes to everything that George Lucas said. Because they didn't
we're
get
not
fired.
talking prequels proper. Let's take it back to the originals.
No, I said prequels. I asked specifically about the prequels of what
And them
directing
CG
was
was
bad.
garbage.
Also, despite how bad episode 1 was, that Jar Jar Binks was the first. I think wasn't it not the first fully animated CGI character?
Trash juice.
The character
let's
was
not
trash.
forget
But we're
too
talking
that
about
the Phantom Menace was
technical
the first time.
innovation.
The only good
Phantom
thing.
Menace was the first time you ever saw a dual lightsaber though, and that shit was fire.
The
I'm sorry,
only
that
good
battle
thing in
scene at the
episode
end
1
was
is Darth
ridiculously
Maul.
good.
That's facts. Darth Maul.
That's
You
the
can
only good
skip
thing.
all the way to the last fight. That's the only thing worth watching.
I mean,
No, I am never skipping that pod race ever. The pod race spawned possibly the best Nintendo 64 game ever made.
Fact.
Better than Mario Kart?
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
Pod Racer is a way better game than Mario Kart on the
You're
64.
You're
Oh,
bugging.
Zod, I heard what you said when I stepped away, but Howard the Duck is trash.
Facts.
Terrence, man,
that movie.
Don't
Mario
play with my
Kart
emotions,
64
okay?
is
Howard the
resting
Duck is
on
the
its
man.
laurels.
He's a duck that curses in a suit.
No, Howard the Duck in the MCU is dope. That other the movie Howard the Duck, that is trash.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to say, as a young child watching a Talk of a Duck, that changed my life.
Oh, as a child,
Really?
how do you feel about it as an adult?
Dude, I
I
totally
still
agree.
fucking love it.
totally
I
agree.
watched Howard the Duck. I had the VHS of Howard the Duck. I watched that shit until
Zod, I'll tell you what. I'll watch the movie. I'll watch it because it's Marvel, but it's trash though. Like I'm just saying.
When you talked about watching a talking duck and thought it was just amazing. Yeah, I agree. Donald Duck was fucking amazing.
Fuck Donald
Still
Duck.
is.
Fuck
What?
Disney.
He was
Fuck
better than
you.
that. Shit, he was better than that Howard the Duck movie. Shit.
I agree,
What the hell?
proper. Daffy Duck is dope.
Daffy Duck is dope.
Daffy Duck is dope.
Shit,
But
Daffy Duck
he
is
is
awesome.
not as dope as the dopest duck out there, Darkwing.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Oh man, I don't even like.
You go from Star Wars to
Disney,
talking
but I
about
gotta give him
ducks.
a Darkwing Duck.
That's
I mean,
right.
It was like Batman and Duck.
The
Boy.
best ducks. The best ducks are the Mighty Ducks. Let's get that straight.
Which one?
Ducks fly together.
Ducks fly together.
Yep.
Which one?
All right,
D2
yeah,
all
I'll
day.
give you that.
Which one?
If you don't get inspired
D2.
by Emilio Estevez and
Ooh.
the crew,
Ooh.
D2. Oh.
It's knuckle puck time.
Exactly. I was gonna say, man, that knuckle puck, that it puts it over the top for me.
Classic. That's classic. I used to always
Dang,
do
we're
that.
all
I
agreeing
literally
and
practiced
shit now.
that
Look
shit.
at this.
Fucked up my
This is
walls.
awesome.
I've only
and just so,
I love
just so
number
you guys
one,
realize,
and then they
I'm
do
gonna have
number
to like
two.
rename this stream and redo my tags because nothing in my description was talked about
Do
whatsoever.
you know how much stuff we covered? Like, you're going to have to really explain
Yeah, we
this.
covered the Mighty Ducks. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Well,
you
okay,
We covered
proper.
so
You-
much, Zod.
I
Zod,
assume
we covered
that
everything.
I assume
No,
you
we
like
didn't cover any of
D1
the
better.
topics I put on there. We covered one.
Okay, what did we cover? We covered 9/11.
well,
We covered rap. We covered racism, Star Wars, Harry Potter.
Yeah, none of them are in the description.
It's fine.
People
How
are gonna
Order of
watch
the
this and be
Phoenix
like,
sucked.
they're not talking
Hey,
about
come on.
the Stand or Kevin Hart.
We did talk about the Stand a little bit.
And come on, D2,
Yeah, like a whole
D2,
bunch.
we got the Bash Brothers and shit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, every single character that is added in D2 adds something to the story. Every single one.
But
I love
D3
all
was
of them.
trash.
I never
They add
seen
a
it.
cowboy, they add a cat, they add a Bash brother, they add a black guy
Yeah,
with a
Goldberg.
knuckle puck. Yeah, exactly. They turn Goldberg into an offensive player.
Okay, cool. Still haven't seen it.
What the?
Probably. I've only seen the first one. Like,
Oh my
kind of.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
old are you?
I'm gonna do a shameless plug here. Don't forget, if you hadn't picked it up, John Wick is out on Blu-ray. Go pick that up. John Wick
Blu-ray.
3.
Get it out.
Parabellum.
It's on
You can
Blu-ray.
see the review I did with the ball guy on how great that movie is. Go pick up the best action flick around, John Wick 3. Go
Did
get
you
it
say
now.
John Wick
hashtag
3 on
Blu-ray?
Blu-ray.
Wait, what ball
Hashtag
guy?
Blu-ray.
Go get that Blu-ray.
Zod,
Get that
what ball
Blu-ray.
If
guy?
you have 4K, I recommend the 4K
Blu-ray.
because
Get that 4K
Zod.
Blu-ray.
Zod, what ball guy are you talking about?
Is Fatal Jack join us?
Fatal Jack? You want Fatal Jack? You can't handle Fatal Jack. Fatal Jack loves all the ducks, baby.
Oh my God.
And I told Fatal J where he could find me on that episode of The Shilling.
Wait, Zod, you said you were talking to a bald guy? What?
Yeah, the two bald guys on the couch. We talked about.
No. He said he was talking to bald guys, but he was only talking to one bald guy.
Oh, gee.
And he can't even probably remember if it was the black one or the white one.
Oh, it was the white one.
Of course it was a white one. You wouldn't want to have that many black people on your panel, would you? Fucking terrible.
Curtis, to answer your question, you can do John Wick 3 because John Wick 3 is how you do an action movie. I'm just gonna say one of the best action movies I've seen in years. Go pick it up. Keanu for President 2020.
If you didn't think it was possible to kill somebody with a book, John Wick 3 will change your
I
mind
knew it
about
was
that.
possible.
Oh
You
man,
can kill somebody with a book, a pencil, or a pen. You have all that shit.
John Wick. I think whenever I see a John Wick movie, I go, he's literally run out of ways to kill people. Nope.
Man, I knew that you could kill people with pencils all the way from 2008. I saw The Dark Knight. Bam, Joker pencil in that fucking eye. Disappeared.
Yeah.
Greatest magic trick ever, baby.
Yeah, or don't forget about Jason Bourne when he used the pen in the Bourne Identity.
Well, I mean, it is a writing utensil, but it's not a pencil. I mean, if the pencil don't take you out, that lead poisoning gonna take you out.
that pen was pretty dangerous too. Yeah, yeah, no, you can't run out of ways to kill people.
Now you're talking about a ballpoint pen or like a gel pen?
Oh, definitely.
Gel pen. Gel pens used to be fire.
Pen.
I love me some gel pens, man. They got all those vibrant colors. I be drawing stuff all over the place.
It was definitely some vibrant blood coming out.
Oh,
get it together, Zod. This is your stream.
No.
Oh my god!
I think
At least that's what
in the
LB
words
told me. He told me it was your stream.
I was wondering where LB was at, but I'm assuming he's out being lonely somewhere.
Oh yeah, you know that lonely banter's got to have his lonely time.
He out there smashing other lonely women's cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, are you being lonely if you're being lonely with women's?
No, that's not how that works.
It only counts if they're lonely too. So.
What the fuck?
Proper just went silent.
I'm not saying a goddamn word on that.
That's just.
You ain't got no questions for Fatal Jack, baby?
Who are you?
I feel like I'm about to get hit with some barbed wire.
Fatal J's more impressive cousin.
Oh my god.
His albino cousin. It's his albino cousin.
Oh man.
I know you seen Fatal J on that Watch More Anime stream. He was taking over.
That will never happen again.
Yeah, sometimes in life.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Well, this has been a very unexpected.
Well, you don't want Fatal Jack to talk about Star Wars?
Oh my
There's all
god.
kinds of stuff
Star
we
Wars
talk
is
about in
dead.
Star Wars.
No.
It ain't dead yet. We got episode 9, The Mandalorian. You know how much I've been hyped for this Mandalorian.
Oh god.
But then they told me it was going to explore the First Order. Oh, come on, yo. Get it together, Lucasfilm. Don't be giving me that trash.
Oh my god. I don't think
What if the Mandalorian is
This
Snoke?
is like a combination of like Fatal J and Second Street Marvel. But
Yo, that's funny as hell.
So you think I'm like some Fatal Second Street?
Fatal Second Street.
Like I'm a Fatal Street?
it all works out.
All right.
Oh, now you want to pipe up with your colors and whatnot.
I think it's time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up, Zod.
We can still talk about the female monopoly.
Is that a topic?
Miss Monopoly. Oh yeah.
Damn.
What happens when you go to jail?
The men stay there for like 8
it's coming
terms
on.
longer.
Okay, in the words of LB, it's coming on 3 o'clock. I gotta wrap it up, guys. Like,
No, it ain't coming on 3 o'clock. It is 3:14. You ridiculous son bitch.
Well, it's 4:14 over here.
Exactly. We are well past 3 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone.
Yeah,
I'm in the future.
1:14.
all right.
But yeah, I mean, you wanted to talk about Kevin Hart. Don't need to talk about Kevin Hart. He's short. Hasbro launches new Monopoly. No, pass. There. We talked about everything.
Yeah, I hope he's okay, man. Kevin Hart like got into that car accident and shit.
He'll be fine. He's short.
You know, this is gonna be a fucked up joke, but you know, hopefully this accident makes him funnier.
Jesus
Man, perp.
Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. I'm gonna come on tomorrow to do my stream. It's gonna be like YouTube has pulled your channel.
Here's a better one. So I heard Kevin Hart broke his funny bone. Huh? No.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Really?
Leave Kevin Hart alone.
No.
Come on, man.
This stream is gonna get blocked real quick.
It's not going to get blocked. We're talking smack about a black man.
I think that's even more
a black hobbit.
Oh my God.
Did they make those?
Oh my God, no. I can never imagine Tyler Perry's The Hobbit. No. Can't do that.
Tyler Perry's The Hobbit. I feel like
Medea
would watch
Medea
that
would be
because it would
Gandalf.
be so fucking
Exactly.
stupid.
No, fuck that. I don't like. I don't understand those movies, and I have
They're all
accepted
trash.
that I never will.
Yeah, they're all trash proper. Don't even
Yeah,
bother.
who the
Come on,
fuck
Medea
is-
goes to jail?
No.
Who
That's
likes
true.
lessons?
Who the
Diary
fuck
of the
is Tyler
Mad Black
Perry?
Woman was the best one out of
Oh
all
yeah,
the Medea movies.
yeah. That girl got fucked over. Man.
Diarrhea of a Mad Black Woman? That sounds terrible.
That's
Diary.
the point.
Jedi.
Wait, what? If you don't mind me asking, what was the other topics? Because I feel like I don't even know. Like,
I said all of them. It was hashtag 911. Woo! We heard plenty of
Right.
sirens earlier. Hashtag Whoopi Goldberg. I saw her on Star Trek. It was fine. Alex Skarsgård with an umlaut. He must be foreign. Don't need to talk about him. Stephen King. He writes books. Nobody reads anymore. Not a big deal. We already talked about The Stand. We made some Kevin Hart jokes. Monopoly for women. Nobody needs that at all in their lives.
Indiana Jones is
And
trash.
then, welcome to the age of the pseudo-profound nonsense Indian man. What the fuck does that mean, Zod?
No, it was two separate things. You just blended them together.
No. At the end, it ends mean, question mark. Next sentence. Welcome to the age of pseudo-profound nonsense Indian man, comma, 32, caught impersonating 81-year-old aboard U.S. flight.
No, you read that completely
need
wrong.
to do your English better.
No, you just need to read. It says, "Welcome to the
Fucking
age."
New Yorkers.
Oh, yeah, I fucked up the comma. All right, that was supposed to be. The comma was
Thank
supposed
you.
to be
New
before
Yorkers.
Indian man.
Okay.
It was supposed to go.
That-
Welcome to the age of pseudo-profound nonsense, comma, Indian man, 32, caught impersonating 81-year-old to board a U.S. flight.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. How those two things would be separate with a or separated by a comma there. Yeah. Yeah, I know how to read English. I'm not Kryptonian.
Well, you know, sometimes in life, you mix up your comma.
Fucking New Yorkers.
Yep.
Nah, that was a Jersey mistake. Just like not blowing, just like not blowing.
That's why y'all education system sucks.
Like Jersey is any different. You guys can't even.
Hey, we got better than
roads.
yours. We better than yours.
Your roads go in giant fucking circles that lead into each
Bro.
other, and then you're like, oh, I wonder why there's car crashes. Because no one knows which
Bro,
way to fucking turn.
your streets. I hop off the train.
Wait a second.
I hop off the train and smell like trash juice and piss everywhere.
No, he said that the roads lead in circles to each other. They have to. That's how roads work. If none of the roads led to each other, they'd all be dead ends.
There's a giant fucking like roundabout circle with a bunch of one-ways leading into it, where people are trying to turn into non-stop, never-ending traffic that's going all one fucking direction, and you got these people who cut into your fucking lane for no apparent reason, and then beep at you, even though you have the fucking right-of-way, because there's nowhere else you can go but fucking straight. And then they got the nerve to beep at you and say, oh, you don't know how to drive. Jersey drivers is terrible. Just horrible.
Man, you in New York, you got nothing but one ways.
No shit.
At least we know which way to turn to get on the right one way.
Hey, man. But y'all got more, you get more accents over there.
Yeah, you know what? There's no such thing as driving in New York City.
No, it's
Not
parking
really.
in active traffic.
Yeah. So don't give me any shit about driving in New York City.
Exactly. I watched, that's one of my favorite episodes of Seinfeld. A spot just opened on the street. Okay, I'm just going to keep driving around the block until a parking spot opens.
Fuck all that. We got free parking over here. You got free parking over here. Fucking.
That's because no one wants to park there.
Nobody wants to park in New York. You pay $30 and shit.
No, everyone wants to because they want to use the subway. The only issue is that you're already parking on the street.
The
Don't use that subway.
The only subway I want to use is the one that I'm going to get my chicken teriyaki.
Oh my god.
It's a great place to visit, but you're better.
Yeah, I mean they have a wide selection of sandwiches.
Yeah.
The sandwich.
Wawa's better.
What the fuck is Wawa?
It's a East
That's
Coast.
Something you shoobies don't know nothing about.
Hey, stop making fun of my middle of the country. We support you. You can't grow any corn in New York or New Jersey.
Okay.
Who the fuck cares about corn?
America, your gas tank cares about corn. You know when you go to the gas pump and it says 10% ethanol? Where do you think they get that ethanol from?
Alcohol.
Iowa. Where do you think the alcohol comes from? Corn.
Facts. We all just learned
Fact.
Corn's trash.
Just stop.
Did you not know that, Proper Jeremy?
No. I'm not talking about that. Just I can't take Perp seriously whenever he says it's trash. Nope.
I'll be dead ass.
I
gotta break it down, dude. It's like trash.
This is an argument. It's like I'll whoop your ass.
Okay, well, we'll continue the New York, New Jersey argument off the live stream.
I have no ill will towards any of them. I have no dog in this fight. I actually think it's hilarious when people are beefing over turf. It's great.
That's because you come from one of the most liberal places in the galaxy. Besides New York, like New York
Ohio?
and California are fucking neck and neck for the liberal crown.
Ohio?
He's from Ohio.
Don't you got a bunch of like cornfields out there?
Unfortunately.
A bunch of haystacks and shit like that.
No, it's
You
not
got tractors.
No.
Yeah, keeping you people alive.
No, I grew up in the suburbs. There was normal shit. No, rural areas, they weren't far away, but Nah.
Wait, they have suburbs over there?
Yes.
Oh, I just thought.
Yes, there are suburbs around all of the cities in every state in the union.
Oh, my notifications is blowing the fuck up.
Yep, in the union.
All right, never heard America be called the Union before.
Well, where you been?
People don't call it that. They call it America.
America.
When did they call it the Union? Like in 1700?
Yeah, as
they don't call it
you know,
the Dakota Territory anymore.
As
just so
the
you know.
as the white ladies would say, back in the good old days.
Wow, this dude's name is really a YouTube user.
No, we're not talking about randos. Rapid Zod.
You know, if I would have taken that advice, I wouldn't have a small dictator. Anyways, Proper Jeremy, go ahead and tell people about your channel.
You have a small dictator?
He means child.
Little Zod who will rule your planet after I take over. Go ahead, Proper.
Okay.
Tell them about your channel.
Oh, hi, my name is Proper Jeremy. I have a channel, and you can find it at youtube.com/ProperJeremy. And tomorrow you can find me on This Week in Bullshit with Fatal J, everything Star Wars, and Super Divorce. And it's going to be a really great show. And
It's going to be just Fatal J?
No,
You're going to invite Fatal Jack?
You can come in if you want for a second.
Oh, baby.
If you're available. I will reveal. Shit. I will also reveal one of the headline articles that we're going to be talking about very briefly, though. McDonald's employee chokes and punches a customer who complained about cold fries.
How does that
work? Excellent.
Was it?
You'll find out tomorrow, Perp. You have to. You'll have to watch the live stream.
It was Farva. Go ahead, Perp. Introduce your channel to all the people who don't know, which would be crazy because I think everyone knows about Perp and the amazing Watch Anime stream that we're going to do, where Fatal J will not take over. Go ahead.
Steve Kenobi says in his case it's a thin French fry. Sorry about that.
This Perp. And it's been dope chilling with everybody. Go check out my if you watch Snowfall. If you don't watch Snowfall, go watch it, and then watch all my reviews. Shit's doing crazy numbers right now. I got my predictions up for season 4. Probably going to do a review on the new Top Boy Netflix series. Friday. I think that comes out Friday. Yeah. So I'll probably have that out by like Friday or Saturday. Or if I just decide to change my mind, I probably won't put out the video. But yeah, that's what I got coming down the pipeline there. It's fun chilling with everybody. It's always a good time. I felt like I had to come in here and shake things up and say Indiana Jones is trash because it is. But I respect everybody, you know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's opinion at the end of the day. But, fuck Harrison Ford. Just saying. He could eat a dick.
Oh my
damn, I wonder if Harrison is watching right now.
I wonder if Harrison Ford is watching too.
Man, he's too busy, dealing with getting stabbed in the chest. He has to worry about that. He's a ghost. He's a ghost now.
Well, I mean, ghosts can interact with the real world, from what I have been shown.
Hey man, he ain't doing shit.
I wouldn't be so sure.
And of course,
Harrison Ford has watched before.
And of course, the Beast, Terrence. Go ahead and tell him about.
Yeah.
Hold on, Terrence. Just one moment. Harrison Ford says, "Fuck you, Perp."
Okay, go fuck your mom.
Now, disclaimer: we do not endorse incest.
I'm pretty sure his mom has passed away.
Or necrophilia.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Terrence, please introduce your channel. Tell them what they can find on there.
Hey, what's going on, humans? It's Terrence from the Jermaine Terrence channel. Glad to be here tonight with all these fine individuals, Proper Jeremy, PB, Perp, and Zod. It's always a pleasure talking to these guys. They're good people. If you go over to the channel, you'll see that there is a lot of different stuff there, and I just enjoy talking about anything and everything. So if you have time, go over to Tremaine Terrence and see if there's something there that you like. And you can find me here in the fandom zone, and I look forward to talking to everybody again. Terrence out.
Awesome. And of course, the curator, the commander, and the person who does not keep this ship in order whatsoever, because I'm pretty sure
The
I'm going to
gingerbread
be
man.
blocked from YouTube after the stream.
The gingerbread man.
Go ahead, Fatal Jack. Tell them where they can find your content. And,
Fatal Jack?
Yeah.
Tell them where they can find Fatal Jack. You can find Fatal Jack at Pop Culture PB. Or other random places on the internet or interwebs. I don't know exactly which way. My cousin talks about it.
And are you excited about interacting on Proper Jeremy's channel with your cousin Fatal J?
Maybe. Oh, I'm super excited to get the link to talk about some This Week in Bullshit.
Oh.
No, but seriously, I'm PB, and my channel's popculturepb.com or YouTube, whatever. People know where it is. I talk about, according to Tommy, Star Wars and Star Wars and Star Wars, and then a little bit of Marvel. So yeah, even though the last video I did was a rant about Roger Goodell being in the NFL, so if you want to laugh about a rant, go check it out. What'd you think, Perp?
It was funny. Should be darn.
That was entirely live.
I want to, before we go, I want to give a shout out to the other bridge crew that wasn't here because Mad Squirrel was dealing with little squirrels, and those flu shots suck.
See, man, that's why you don't get people vaccinated. Don't do them vaccinations.
It's a fucking myth.
I think she had to, or else you can't, or else they don't let your kid go to school.
Yep.
Fuck it, homeschool. Let's go. You ain't learning nothing in school anyway.
And so go check out Mad Squirrel if you haven't seen. The Squirrel's channel does old reviews. Been doing a lot of interviews. There's an interview with Ancient One and Mora. Some pretty good stuff. So go check that out. Also, go check out A Lonely Man's channel, LB. He is on a quest for enlightenment right now. So you can go check out his Lonely
Quest for enlightenment. That, man, I haven't heard that since I said that. You have continue.
So if you want some lonely enlightenment, go check out his stuff.
It means like discovering oneself to achieve like natural pure form. So like basically like the highest form of like your mental and spiritual state.
Only
it just means go to the light bulb section at Lowe's.
Like you basically become part of the universe itself.
He's becoming part of the lonely universe. So
oh my god.
Definitely go check that out.
I mean, Zod, you better know what that is. You're a martial artist, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I do. I was making a play off the loneliness. All right. I got some other stuff coming down the pipeline on my
you're gonna plug two people that weren't on the show at all, but then you're gonna skip over two people that were on the show that are no longer here?
Oh yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Australian suppression is real.
It's a mythical land. I forget sometimes.
You forgot two of them.
They're both from mythical lands. We haven't even confirmed if it's a real place.
That's true.
I mean, we have a lot of speculation, but nothing concrete.
Fake news.
Go check out Stevie J's reviews. Don't forget, Stevie J is going to have a debate on that trash. Yes, I said it, perp. That trash, The Last Jedi, and he's going to debate with a person who likes The Last Jedi. I forgot their name because it's ridiculous that they're taking that counter argument, but it should be interesting to see both sides. So go check out Stevie J's channel and go check out Lethal Lightning. The man has such great knowledge about DC, and you should go check out his stuff he does on DC, Mortal Kombat, some great content over there. And also too, go check out
you
the
were
DC
gonna say
universe.
he was on the quest for thunderbolts because he's lightning.
No, that only works for Lonely Bear.
Okay.
He's always seeking lonely enlightenment. Anyways, thank you very much for coming on the channel. I got some stuff coming up. If you guys want to,
I didn't know he was a DC fan, like a huge DC fan. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
he's a bigger DC fan than you are, Terrence.
No, he's not.
Oh, we might have a DC battle. All right.
Yes.
Source for source. We'll see who knows the most source material. Anyways, coming soon on my channel. This Saturday, I am going to have an interview with Jeesby, and she's great. Definitely gonna talk about her channel and different things that she does over there. And also, I am going to have a rap battle with Snow Dub. Apparently, I'm setting that up with his manager Kermit and my manager Perp. So check out Twitter, unless you don't have a Twitter, Terrence. Then get one and go weigh in, because it's going to be the rap battle of the century. The century. This thing's going to be bigger than Biggie and Tupac.
I'm going to have to not get a Twitter, but I understand.
Well, then, I guess you'll have to wait for Perp's video.
But yeah, go check that out. And as always, thank you guys for coming. And we did about an hour long about 9/11, so I appreciate everyone coming in and weighing in on their thoughts. And definitely remember all of the people who did their duty on that day and helped out in that horrific tragedy. And never forget the great freedoms that you enjoy here in the U.S. and appreciate the fact that people were willing to make the sacrifice so that we can talk, or that you guys can enjoy our content or other content. And as always, remember the rule here in the fandom zone: kneel before Zod.
No, America. Fuck yeah.
I would consider